What's up, everyone? Welcome in. Hey, thank you, Metro Man. That means a lot. Sorry, I was looking under my microphone to make sure there aren't any cat hairs. I have a tier list for you all for the new season, Tales of Transformation, I think is what it's called. I'm going to do a few GBL battles until more people are in here. Then we'll get started with the tier list because there's a lot to cover. There's going to be a pretty big update. And I'm getting as inclusive as possible in the sense that I have a bunch of random Pokemon in here. Stuff that probably won't even be relevant, but I'm going to throw it on there anyway. Yeah. What's up, Juan Bob? First in here. What's up, Edgar? Hope you're doing well. Happy Friday. You know, I'm sure there's a lot of things. Ooh, this is actually a pretty annoying lead. Okay, I probably just need to save the Greninja for the back. I have not faced this ever. Okay. I'm going to throw the Sludge Bomb. It's going to do a good chunk of damage. Hello, E-Man? M-Man? Ooh, they came in Steelix. That's really bad. That's actually kind of a crazy catch, too. I was not watching. I'm debuffed. That does literally no damage. I'm kind of cooked this game, I think. Probably. This is pretty weird. If they don't have Earthquake, it might be okay, but I think they have a hard counter to Bastion on the back. Admittedly, I'm like half paying attention to this game. And we got Dragon Terra. Wait, what? I do not. I don't know about anyone else, but I do not. Oh, they have Breaking Swipe on this too. What is it? Breaking Swipe Central? I'm just gonna maximize my energy here. Alright, this is pretty bad. So they have Breaking Swipe. They probably don't have Earthquake. They probably have Breaking Swipe, Psychic Fangs. Oh, they just give up Switch like that, really? Okay, that's kind of good for me. But if they have a hard count for Bastion in the back, I think we lose because we have no energy and barely any health. What? We're kind of cooking. We're kind of cooking. Do we let this move go? Do we let this move go? They're building up to a lot of energy. They have the shield. Well, they probably don't have... Let's see. They go overheat? Yeah, they go overheat right off the bat. Okay, that's fine. I'm going to shield the next one. Yeah, we just shield this. This probably could be a Weather Ball. It actually could be a Weather Ball. We got the Smackdown through, though. I'm coming here. Nice. That's good, that's good. I don't want to take the next Weather Ball. That's still a lot of health. I think I still lose this, unfortunately. If I didn't get hit by the overheat, that'd be a different story, but... Yeah, we almost won this one, actually. Given how bad of a lead it is and the Sludge Bomb catch on top of it. We'll play it out, but I'm pretty sure one Dragon... What was it? Dragon Energy is enough. Anyway, hope you're all doing well. Alright, so like I said, I'm going to... Oh, wait, that's actually not even enough. But Dragon Breath damage after. Dude, if they didn't catch a Sludge Bomb, that would be a different story, but... What? Try lowering my background music. Can you all hear me okay? Especially on TikTok? If not, let me know. But I feel like my audio is probably fine. I keep getting notifications saying it's not. Anyway, for those that are tuning in right now, I'm going to do like maybe one set of battles and then start tier list. I have a pretty massive tier list. This is for the next upcoming GBL season. So if you want to know what to power up and what not to, you can trust me. Because I'm seeing some other tier lists from other people. You know, not going to call out too many names, but even the world champ did not put the respect on Bastion's name. Dude, Bastion's good in this current meta, and it's been nerfed. You think that them rebuffing Bastion to its former glory days is going to... What is happening? It's going to make it worse? Heck no. I'm 2 million miles away from getting to level 50 after... Oh, 2 million away. After starting a year ago. Yo, that's crazy good. That's super impressive. I have a lot of friends who have been playing this game for like almost a decade and they're still not at the XP for level 50. Yeah, definitely get your XP if you can, because the level 50 like paraphernalia, jacket, all that stuff, it's all going to be legacy. So if you're not level 40 or 50, you won't get the legacy stuff. There's like a level 40 badge, level 50 badge, and a bunch of stuff for level 50 apparel items. So if you can, grind up to that. Dr. Roast Beef, I know this guy. So, hey, what's up, Fish Eggs? Welcome, welcome. Yeah, but that's super impressive, though. All right. This is not too bad, I guess. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. I'm going to pause once. Let's see. They go straight Swift. Okay. They're at 1. Okay. I'll probably try to catch. He might try to do 2, though. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. He swaps. Comes in Dash Bun. What is he running? Double Charmers in the back? My Bastion's going to kind of cook him, but it might not be. Can he get to a move? Oh, that's unfortunate. Okay, we're just going to come in Bastion. I'm going to wait out the timer a little bit because the timer's still pretty short right now. Or there's still a decent amount of time on it is what I should say. But I do want to lock this in. Okay, he has energy on the Furrets. It's not too bad for me. If he goes for a debuff, it gets a little bit annoying. Yeah, he does. I mean, obviously, why wouldn't he, right? Charm Dash Bun. Okay, nice. All right, that's pretty good. If he comes in Furrets... Oh, that's really good for me. Oh, that's a good catch. That's a really good catch. Great optimization there. Okay. Okay. This is pretty awkward for me, all things considered. Maybe I throw 1 Smackdown, then swap. Okay, let's shield once. He has a ton of energy. Okay, he does go for the crunch. Okay, that's actually really big for me. This is still pretty rough for me. He spends... Actually, I don't know. He probably... Oh, he does shield there. Okay. How do we play this out? I kind of have to smack this all the way down. All right, my only win con here is he baits. Otherwise, I lose. Because he has too much engine for it. The Stone Ash catch was really big for him. Yeah. Probably game. Yeah, that's game. Slightly tougher. Maybe I could have swapped out right off the bat. No, I don't think so. Maybe I shouldn't have tanked the move, though. Yeah. But all good. All right. Yeah, 1 million away from level 50. Yo, let's go. Yeah, very doable. I know a couple friends that have to like average like about 1 million XP every single day to get to level 50. So, you know, some people are on that boat, but generally speaking, yeah, I think you are in a much better spot. So, good to hear. Good to hear. Anyway, I do have a tier list coming up, so I'm just going to finish up this set and then do the tier list and hear what people's thoughts are. Level 46 to 50 possible. How much XP? I think the tasks end up being kind of annoying more than anything else, yeah. But it might be. Depends on how willing you are to grind, I think. All right, this is kind of weird. Super weird lead. What are we looking at here? I mean, I know what we're looking at, but really though, what are we actually seeing right now? All right, they're at the Aquatail. I go Greninja here because they're so low on health at this point. I swap. Okay. Oh, man, there's a lot of damage. It's probably just a bait. It's unlikely Draco Meteor, yeah. Okay, we get this off. They really are fighting for a switch advantage for it. Shoot, Shadow Palkia. What are we looking at here? Shadow Alter Palkia, of all things. Oh, and I get the boost. You know I'm shielding here. Oh, and they don't even get the move off? What? I think they had an Aqua Tail. Why didn't they just throw it? I'm boosted. That's super weird. What do they have in the back? Okay. It's not the Underworlds. We'll do this. I'll shield. Oh, whoa, what the heck? That's not the play. Okay. I'll throw on 4 to maximize. Hopefully they throw on charge like priority. This still might be kind of difficult. Let's see though. The shadow is going to come in clutch here. 1, 2, 3, 4. I 100% win charge like priority. I think they threw on charge like priority here. But they just need to get rid of this ASAP, I guess. This is going to do a lot of damage. Oh my goodness. Well, we'll take it. Should we go for the smackdown? I think so. A little BM didn't hurt nobody, right? What's up, Moss? I think they forgot the 3-2 cycle. Yeah, possibly. Possibly. But, you know, you just want to throw before then. I mean, I guess the water shuriken is like double resisted, but still. Yeah, this ain't going to be it. Shadow Palkia, though, I give respects to. That is a pretty nasty spice pick. The smackdown down, yeah. Anyway, all right, we finally get a win here. We got 2 more battles, and then I will dive straight into the tier list. I'm curious to hear what people are excited about for the tier list in terms of like what they want to see, but yeah, it's pretty all-inclusive, all-encompassing, I gotta say. But we'll see if people agree with that or not. Not all my takes are always accurate, but I include a bunch of random stuff in there that's pretty garbage too, honestly. But just in case people ask, because there's always people that ask me random stuff. They're like, yo, what about this? What about this? There's always one guy on Twitter. He's always asking about what I think about Shadow Drifloon. Not Drifblim, Drifloon. Yeah. Trust me. I know. It's Drifloon. All right, so if they don't shield this, they're in Water Shuriken range. They almost have to shield this. Yeah, they do shield. Okay, good. Do I get boost? Oh, I get a boost! Could be good. Could be good. I mean, if they come in Zumro, it's not great, but a lot of people do come in Zumro here. Oh, they're getting shredded, though. Oh, my gosh. Yo, Greninja. I mean, between the Shadow Venusaur Greninja, we got some core breakers on this team. I mean, I'm 100% shielding. Like, what do they think I'm doing here? Yeah, I'm really sad I didn't get to Shadow Palkia now that Dragon Breath is going to be Sideways clone. Yeah, I think you're fine, though. Shadow Palkia is... There's no way that thing's good, in my opinion. Oh! We win Switch. They catch? No, they didn't catch. We win Switch. We're boosted. Can we get a double boost? That'd be kind of crazy. I don't have any health. No double boost. Oh, wait, hold on. Wait. Oh, my gosh. This is about to be disgusting. Oh, wait, they catch on Jelson. Okay. Well, they clearly were quite weak to the Greninja. For good reason. Yeah, that's kind of a nightmare scenario for them. Okay. I'm going to farm up a lot, so that way my Venusaur can come in. We try to go for the Smackdown down. This game is not over by any means. Actually, I know the better play. I actually let them take me out and I farm down with Venusaur. That actually is a much better play. Let's see how fast the switch timers are, because switch timers are probably coming up soon. Okay, this is good. This is good. We're not shielding. We're not shielding. We're coming Venusaur because we'll have energy lead. And yes, they will get to a Fire Punch before I get to the... Oh, that's smart. That's smart. Yeah. Okay, I need to throw this. It's not the right move, but I need to throw this. Okay. They're going to get to move. But it's not the Underworld. Unless they have like Hyper Beam or something. We live this. Okay. Honestly, Scorching Sand's probably the better play here. I think it does a little bit more damage and this chance for debuff. Not debuff helps too much. Oh, they went Fire Punch. Okay. Yeah, it's not enough. It's not enough. We get this off. It was the right play, though, for them to swap over as soon as they could. It was actually a really good undercharge by them because they knew they couldn't give me energy lead, but it's a little bit too hard. Nice, nice, nice. 3-ball, too. Yeah, I think you're fine. I think it's honestly, you're better off using that Giovanni radar on a Giratina altar, like an extra Giratina altar encounter. I think that's honestly still better, but all right, let's keep it going though. All right, final battle. Let's see if we go break positive on or not. And either way, we'll just go straight into tier list. Oh, we're gatekeeping a little bit. This person's in the 2900s. All right. We have pretty decent answers. Let's just swap first. I don't really want to stay in here if I don't have to. Lose a turn. They swap? No, they don't swap. Really? Okay. This is super effective. So, and my pacing's much faster than theirs, so I'm kind of confused. But a lot of people are not ready for the Greninja. So, oh my gosh! Why? Oh, and we boost again? Yo, it's over. It's over, dude. Have I convinced you to play Greninja? Oh my gosh! And they have a Diggersby in the back. I don't think it's even worth baiting here, but I could be wrong. Oh my gosh. Dude, we're about to sweep this whole team with one Pokemon. There's no way. There might be a way, but what do they have in the back? That could be this week. There's no way they come in Dusknoir. Oh, this is actually not that weak. Okay. Oh, I didn't get the move off. That's fine. It's a little bit unfortunate. I should have gotten the move off there, but let's see if they have Earthquake or not. I'm trolling a little bit there. Why didn't they come into the Greninja with Fortress? It's kind of a weird play, no? All right, they have Sand Tomb. That's fine. Okay. I'll tank one more Sand Tomb, then I'll swap. Yeah, I really should have thrown the move there. We might lose because of that. I don't think we do, but it's a lot closer than it needs to be. Oh, wait, they let a full Smackdown through. Okay, they don't know their timings. I come in Venusaur here. I had to watch out for a potential catch. Okay, this is fine. This is just, even if it's a Rock Tomb, it's fine. I should be able to grab their final shield. Yeah, Sand Tomb is not actually going to help them too much here. Okay, they don't throw. They catch? Oh, they did catch. Kind of crazy timing there on the catch. All right. It's a good catch. Can we get to move? Oh, we don't. Okay. We'll have to let this move go. I have to let the first one go and shield the next one. They're playing really well. Outside the fact that they brought a Diggersby into a Greninja. I don't know why they did all that, but... Okay, we shield here. I think we should win this. It's going to be actually kind of close. Imagine if I threw any move from the Greninja. I had like back-to-back Night Slash. I didn't throw anything at their like final Pokemon. Ah, we lose it. You know what? They deserve that win. Well done. Good luck on Legend Climb. Yeah, I kind of trolled that by not throwing a single move. I still have no idea why they brought a Diggersby into a fully boosted Greninja, but it is what it is. All right, I'm going to just bank a set for later because I'm not going to finish these sets today. All right. He's going crying expert. Hopefully he's celebrating a little bit. Happy Friday to that guy. But yeah. Yo, what's up, CEO's a Beast? Welcome in. You low-key mad I lost that? Dude, I'm kind of upset too. That's okay. I wasn't like trying to paid actor them, but yeah, caster luck. Yeah, caster throw is more like it. I used 4 Super Rocket Radars on Shao Giratina. Only the last one was halfway decent, but it lacks amount of HP to win the 1 shield against the Zero. Ah, dang, yeah. Caleb, have mercy on the guy. He's trying to hit Legend. Yo, I feel like I gave him some mercy there, right? He had to earn it. I'm not the kind of person to ever throw a match just because someone is like about to hit Legend. I faced people at 29.99, and I was rated Legend, and I'm not going to make the matchup any harder or any easier for them. Yeah. It's funny because the person that did 29.99, I'm not going to name names. They were a streamer. It was a couple years ago. I went to check their stream because it was like a Go Battle weekend or day. And so you had like 100 battles. I checked the stream like 2-3 hours later. The guy's like back in 2700s. But he hit 29.99 after a battle with me. And because of that, it was actually the battle that stopped him from hitting Legend. Yeah. He hit eventually, so it's fine. But anyway. Yeah, for sure, CEO's a beast. All right, let's get into the tier list. For anyone that wants to see the tier list, let's do that. Wait, what the heck happened to my tier list? Oh, here it is. All right. Here we go. We have a tier list here. Let me set it up on the TikTok. Right, TikTok can see it as well too. So for those that don't know, I'm streaming on both TikTok and YouTube. All right, let's get into this tier list. First and foremost, oh wait, I need to change the name of this because this is not an Ultra League tier list. It is in fact Great League. So let's do that. All right. Okay, so this is going to be my Great League tier list for the new upcoming season, Tales of Transformation, I think is the name of it. Yeah, Tales of Transformation. So a lot of changes, and I have a bunch of different things on the tier list to cover. So let's get into it because this could take a hot second. So I'm going to breeze through all the changes as fast as possible. And then I will discuss the impact of Pokemon immediately. And then I'll talk about the Pokemon that will be, you know, pretty good in my opinion. So let's see. Can I pop out my... Oh, I can. Wait, what? Okay, there we go. There we go. Nice. All right, I can see it now. All right, cool. I can see my TikTok comments really easily as well, so I'm not missing anything. All right, so let's go over this. But welcome in if you're just tuning in now to the stream or to the YouTube video. Welcome. Here are the changes for the upcoming season. These are all set in stone, but keep in mind, all the energy values are not released. Just like always, they release the damage values, but not the energy values. So some of these moves, we don't know for sure how it's going to look. I will let you know, in my opinion, if I think it's a buff or a nerf. And usually I'm pretty spot on that because you can kind of tell based on the wording. But sometimes we might not know exactly how buffed or how nerfed it is. Some of the stuff that's just damage value changes, you'll know exactly if it's a buff or nerf, right? So let's get into this. So Aura Sphere, fighting move, it goes down by 20 damage, but the energy cost is also decreased. So this could be a buff. It could also just be a side grade where it's like easier to get to. But like a lot of times what happens here is that, what is this talking about? Why is this in my, anyway, I don't know what this is, but anyway, I'm getting some weird notice on TikTok. Anyway, so that being said, so it could be a side grade, right? So for example, Seed Bomb, the old Seed Bomb was much better than the current Seed Bomb because even though they made Seed Bomb more damage efficient, you get more damage out of every energy you spend, it takes longer to get to. And usually higher energy cost moves are generally not worth it, even if they're more efficient. Even if they're better on paper, the odds of you landing it is much harder, right? So Aura Sphere may be one of those examples where yes, it might get less damage efficient, but it still might be a buff because you get more of it off, realistically. Body Slam gets rebuffed. Normal charge attack gets 5 extra damage. I believe this is what it used to be, but I don't know. It might be what it used to be, but it might be not as good. I think it's what it used to be. Maybe not. Maybe it was better. I don't know. Weather Ball, normal, ice, fire, rock, weather ball. All 4 weather ball are being buffed of 5 damage. I think this is old weather ball, so weather ball is kind of back in action. There was a whole phase where it's still 5 damage. Okay, so they've only buffed it up halfway, so it's not as good as it used to be, but it's not as bad as it was this past year for Bison. Yeah, thank you for the clarification, Moss. But weather ball is back to 60 damage, which I believe is at its peak. So what it used to be before the nerf. I could be mistaken on that. I think that's what it was. Halfway between what it used to be and what it is. Yeah. Every time I move back to my old apartment, I'm watching Caleb's new tier list. Charm is getting a rework essentially. So it's going down 2 damage, but energy generation's increased. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? I think if you're not a big user of like fast attack charm pressure strategies, then it is a good thing because you can throw more moves, right? But I do think that it's a bad thing if, you know, you like to use the fast attack pressure charm. You won't be able to charm through these as much, right? Like, I think a Wigglytuff may struggle into a Azumarill. Before, you can kind of charm through a bit with the Swift and charm damage. You might not be able to as much now, but we'll see what the actual energy generation values are. There's predictions on PvPoke, and I'll go over that's how he gets the simulations, but no one really knows for a fact. Confusion energy generation is increased. That's a straight buff to Confusion. That's always nice. Breaking Swipe, energy cost is increased, and the guaranteed chance to decrease opposing attack is now guaranteed. It's not 50%, it's back to 100%. In a way, this is kind of like it's like a nerf and a buff, right? You get like kind of the old breaking swipe back with a 100% debuff chance, but you increase the energy cost. I do think this is like a decent happy medium. I don't think too many breaking swipe users are going to be super meta relevant for what it's worth. Like Rayquaza's probably not going to be that good like it used to be in Master League, but we'll wait and see. But I don't think that one's going to be a big one. A lot of dragon changes though. Dragon Breath, you go down by 1 damage, but energy generation is increased. Again, we don't know the exact energy values. There's going to be estimates on PV Poke, but generally speaking, that's not a bad thing for dragons because you're not dragon breathing through a lot of things, right? But the pacing on dragon breath energy generation was a little bit slower, right? Before Altaria was ever nerfed, it still took a while to get to the Sky Attack and the Moonblast, right? So just keep those things in mind. And of course, Dazzling Clean. Is the Steelix the same as before? No. So old Steelix was guaranteed debuff chance with current energy costs for Breaking Swipe. This upcoming Steelix and anyone using Breaking Swipe is old Breaking Swipe guaranteed debuff chance, but more energy costs. So it's a little bit worse than the old Steelix, which I think that was really the biggest problem that a lot of people had issue with was Ultra League Steelix in particular, which might have been what prompted the nerf a couple years ago before. Dragon Claw, you gain 30 extra damage. That's actually pretty big. Energy cost is also increased though. So it probably will be a more energy efficient move, but I think it makes sense because if Dragon Breath energy generation is increased, so is Dragon Tail. We'll get to that later. Then if you have Dragon Tail or Dragon Breath and Dragon Claw, you're spamming off Dragon Claws way too fast. So I do like this. I do like this adjustment. I don't know if it'll be a buff or not. It probably would be kind of like a side grade, but based on how the energy generation works, you might end up still getting the Dragon Claw at around the same pacing, probably a little bit slower, but not something too crazy. Dragon Pulse, energy cost decreased. That's a straight buff to Dragon Pulse. We don't know what the energy cost is, the new one is, but that's always good. That could be really interesting for Lapras because Lapras does have legacy move Dragon Pulse. And if there's a reason to run that over like Skull Bash or Ice Beam as kind of a more neutral situation, you can run that, right? Yeah, Dragon Tail will also generate more energy, which is nice. Oh, yeah, so that does help Steelix actually quite a bit, too, if you're running Dragon Tail, which you probably will after this update. Aerial Ace, you increase by 5 damage. Energy costs increased. It's kind of like a side grade, probably. Nothing crazy. It's definitely not the old Aerial Ace, to my knowledge. Yeah. Drill Peck is up 5 damage, straight buff. That's pretty good, actually, you know, for some Drill Peck users. Empoleon and Zapdos are key ones. We'll talk about that for sure. Peck energy generation is increased. That's a big one, too, because who uses Peck? There's stuff that use Peck, but, like, who's realistically using any Pokemon that has Peck? Like, probably not a lot. Altaria learns Peck, but I think if it's an Altaria meta, no one's ever going to run Peck because you just lose every mirror so hard, right? So it's not really worth it. I have a 2016 Lapras with Ice Shard Dragon Pulse. Super legacy. I got a couple of those too because I was big on the hunt for those when we didn't have Elite TMs. So now that we have Elite TMs, it's a little bit more accessible, which for the sake of the game, it's better. But I was a big legacy hunter back in the day before the Elite TMs. Sky Attack. Now, this is like the 4th iteration of Sky Attack we've seen probably at this point. At least 3rd. Probably 4th. But anyways, the damage is decreased by 10, but the energy cost is also decreased. This is definitely not a nerf in my opinion. I mean, I shouldn't say definitely, but in my opinion, I don't think so. Because they've already nerfed Sky Attack in the last 2 iterations they touched it. If they make it any worse, like, there's no point. Because no one's using it really right now besides Corviknight, right? And, you know, if you're getting air cut on it, like, why would they nerf it even more for no reason? So this is probably a side grade to a slight buff. Because the entry cost for Sky Attack is way too much. So this probably won't be old Sky Attack, but it'll be better than the current Sky Attack is my guess. And, you know, with more energy generation on Dragon Breath or on Peck, you could get the Sky Attacks much faster, right? With, like, Altaria and some other Pokemon that run those combinations. So, definitely, I think it's good. Noctowl as well. Skarmory, yeah. Those are all possibilities. We'll talk about Skarmory, though, because they did touch Steel Wing as well. Ember. I feel like they've been touching Ember every time we have an update. But Ember's damage is going down from 7 to 4. Energy generation is increased. Didn't they change Ember? They literally changed Ember the last 3 months, right? Like 3 months prior. But anyway, it seems like they're trying to fiddle around, make Ember work, because it is kind of hard to contest against like stuff that have Incinerate over Ember. Like, when would you run Ember over Incinerate on a Typhlosion, right? Or like a, I don't know if Skelders has Ember, maybe, I don't know. But so I think they're trying to make adjustments. This should be fairly a buff. What it likely will be kind of more like one of those faster generating fast attacks, like a mud shot maybe even, right? Where you're not doing that much damage, even if it's super effective, but you get more energy out of it. We don't really have any fire moves like that. Yeah. So that could be good. Could be really interesting on Charizard actually, because Ember, if energy generation is super fast on Ember for Charizard, getting those blast burns is kind of crazy. And then Dragon Claw's doing you more damage. And if you generate energy faster, that's actually kind of okay, right? So yeah. Yeah, so now buffing again. Trade Days is such an amazing concept. Yeah. Who uses that? Who uses Ember? Primarily probably Charizard, Cancel Ninetales, Typhlosion. I think Skeldurge? I'm not sure. Flame Wheel. Not a lot uses this. It's pretty much just a little Marowak. But it is getting 20 extra damage, and the energy cost is decreased. A double buff for Flame Wheel. Will it be relevant? I don't know. I know Zionic would say the GOAT's back, and for Zionic's sake and a lot of Lone Marowak fans' sake, I wouldn't mind that. But I don't know if it'll really be that relevant. But we'll see. It's just really a Lone Marowak. There's a few random things that just aren't that good anyway. I talked about all the Weather Ball buffs. Gyro Ball energy cost is decreased. Maybe Matang finally has a shot. I don't know. But that's obviously a straight buff. Steel Wing energy generation is decreased. This is actually a really good wrinkle or like an update. And I know people are like, who's still running Steel Wing? Skarmory's already like dead, you know? Like, what's the point? You're running Sand Attack on Corviknight. Now, here's the thing. If they rebuffed Sky Attack or made it a little bit better than it currently is, yes, old Skarmory can come back, right? But Steel Wing's already the Steel Wing nerf before already kind of makes it hard to run. But here's the problem. If Steel Wing didn't change, Steel Wing Corviknight becomes a problem. Sand Attack is decent right now, but honestly, Sand Attack and Steel Wing win rates are not that different. And if you made Sky Attack more viable than or better, or Air Cutter's better or something like that, a lot of Corviknight can pivot over to Steel Wing. Steel Wing Corviknight is like a worse version of Skarmory in every sense, because worse in terms of for the meta. It's actually better, right? It's like a Skarmory but better because it's bulkier. It's, you know, has better move coverage, and you know, if you could fast stack stuff down, it's pretty nuts. The good thing about Corviknight is most are running Sand Attack. Sand Attacking down Jump Off just doesn't happen, you know? Sand Attacking down Grass type just don't happen. You could farm down aggressively with Grass type. I've tried to farm down a Superior with a Corviknight with fast attacks, and I almost lost by just getting hit by Frenzy Plant after Frenzy Plant. So this nerf, even though it doesn't seem like much, is actually really clever on Scopely's end. Because if they didn't have this, Steel Wing Corviknight would be a huge major problem, and that would not be fun to play into. Yeah, so that is my guess on why. Also, Empoleon did get buffed with the Drill Peck, but it did get Metal Sound, so like it's probably better with that anyway. But that is also a concern, I guess, because you can run Steel Wing with the Empoleon. Leafage energy generation increase, that's a buff. Nothing really uses Leafage that's meta relevant right now, but Laurentis learns it, and I see Magmar Man in the chat. He might just grab another, you know, regional medal with it if it keeps getting buffed. So we'll see. Seed Bomb. This is interesting. So Seed Bomb, the damage is going to be reduced by 10, but energy cost is decreased. This might end up being the old Seed Bomb, and that's super cool in my opinion, because that's what made Trevenant so good, is the Seed Bomb. Everything else on Trevenant wasn't touched, but the Seed Bomb was nerfed, and that's why Trevenant is not really relevant anymore. If they bring Trevenant back in the meta, I actually don't hate it. There's a lot of Dark types. There's a lot of Ghost types right now. Dragons are all over the place, so that's not going to be great for it. But I never thought that Trevenant was never the issue when you had the RPS triangle of Lantern, Noctowl, Trevenant. It was Lantern and Noctowl that were really problematic. Yeah, Trevenant was not the issue, because Trevenant was good before the Noctowl and the Lantern buffs in the first year of the Championship Series 2022. Yeah, it was really solid. It has a lot of coverage. It has a lot of play. Not much walled it off, but it also didn't wall off stuff really either. Do I need to build 3 Corviknight for Great League? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, think about it. You got Iron Head. You got Air Cutter. Both are legacy moves. You got Payback. You got Sky Attack. You, like, depending on how you want to do it, you might have to make like 5 or 6 different Skarmory or Corviknight. Yeah, it just depends on if you really want every combination or not. So, hey, play Rookie League Community Day. I think that might be happening for some people right now, actually, right? It's a Saturday, right? I think. Yeah, it's like tomorrow. Can you have a hot dog? You know, one day I'll have a hot dog for you, Lewis, but not today. One day I'll just take back a Costco hot dog, because that's where I get mine. Right, Rock Slide is getting buffed to 75 damage from 65, 10 extra damage. This might be the old Rock Slide if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, not a lot of things that are super relevant run this, honestly. It's probably Carping. Vigoroth is still kind of too weak right now, and Galarian Stump has never recovered from its Earthquake nerf, and obviously Mudshot nerf also hurts a bit. So, but at least in Great League, I think it's mostly just Carping. Shadow Machamp maybe, but I don't think it's that relevant. Smackdown. Oh, you know I love this one. Smackdown is not... It's getting buffed from 11 damage to 12. This is the old Smackdown. So, it's not like Bastion's going to be crazy broken. It's just going to be as good as it used to be. Which, again, in hindsight, 4 years of the Championship Series and only 2 tournaments ever have been won by a Bastion. So yes, I don't think it's competitively good, but it's going to be still a monster in GBL, so keep that in mind. And I saw a lot of tier lists with Bastion poorly rated. We'll talk more about that. Those tier lists are misinforming you. Trust me. Because when you get smacked up by a Bastion, all these people saying that Bastion's an F-tier Pokemon, you're going to feel misled. So don't listen to them. Scorching Sands. Chance to lower opposing Pokemon's attack is decreased. I do like this change. It was super annoying to just play into like a Diggersby, just constantly throwing Scorching Sand debuffing you. Something that bulky that could get off that many moves is, with that high of a debuff chance, is not great for the meta. So I'm cool with that. Volt Switch, up 2 damage. Straight buff from 12 to 14. That could be good. Water Pulse, this is good. Energy cost decrease. This has kind of always been like a middling move, middle of the road move. So having this decrease is nice. And then that's it for the actual changes, for the attack changes. And here's the attack availability updates. Salamence, Incineroar, Turtonator, Shelgon, sorry. Let me repeat. I repeated some of this. Salamence, Incineroar, Turtonator all get Brutal Swing. Shelgon, Salamence get Crunch. Garchomp, Turtonator gets... Garchomp gets Breaking Swipe. Turtonator gets Dragon Claw. Torkoal gets Flame Wheel. Altaria gets... I guess Torkoal could be slightly relevant with the Flame Wheel buff. I don't know. It's got Ember too. I actually don't have that on my tier list, but maybe. Altaria gets... Flamethrower, which not going to save against Bastion, but hey, slightly better coverage, I guess. Empoleon, Kommo both get Metal Sound. Fearow gets Drill Peck. Dodrio, Xatu, Togekiss, all get Peck. Charizard gets Air Cutter. Alolan Raichu, Xatu, Galarian Slowking, Victini, Delphox, Aromatisse all get Psyshock. Druddigon gets Rock Tomb. So does Tyrantrum, and Hakamo-O. Crustle gets Rock Wrecker. Flygon and Crocodile get Sandtomb. Nidoqueen gets Mudslap. So does Torterra. Those two are pretty neat. Pachirisu gets Hyper Fang. Kingdra gets Swift. Dojio gets Trailblaze. Going to be an interesting one with Drill Peck. Kommo-O gets Upper Hand. Raikou, Celebi, Latias, Latios, Jirachi, all get Aura Sphere. Slowbro, Galarian Slowbro, both get Drain Punch, as well as Gengar, Quagsire, Sableye, Toxicroak, Mingfu, Mingxiao, Incineroar, and Passimian all get Drain Punch. Drain Punch is kind of a bad move, but maybe they buff it later. Venusaur gets Sludge. This is a pretty big one. Oh, do I not have Venusaur on my list? Oh, no. Venusaur is on the list. Yeah, because it's one of the updated ones. And Dragonite gets Thunder Punch. So, yeah. Will Rock Slide be preferred over Power Gem now? So happy they reverted the nerf. Yes, I think so, because Power Gem just took too much energy. Like, you could not really ever bait with Carbink because the difference between Moonblast and Power Gem was, like, not that big of a difference. It took you just way too long, yeah. So, that'll be nice to have. I'm glad we'll see less of Diggersby. His smile when you're losing is incredibly tilting. I will say when you smack a Diggersby, though, with the move, he's also super dramatic. He's like, ah! I don't know. A little too much for my taste, but hey, you might just be a drama queen. Did I see 4 moves to Air Cutter for Charizard? That's pretty nuts. Yeah, that could be potentially the case, but we don't know the Ember energy values yet. I think... I don't know. Do you run Air Cutter with Charizard? But, like, you end up giving up Dragon Claw. And if there's a very high Dragon meta, you might need Dragon Claw and Blast Burn instead. I don't think you give up Blast Burn ever, but I could be wrong. All right, let's get into the tier list because we got a lot to cover here. And, yeah, so we'll start with the things that have been changed first and foremost, because that I think can make a big difference here. All right. Let me see. Altaria actually is not getting buffed that much. It is 77 overall. Obviously, PvPoke's rankings are like not always the most accurate, but Dragon Breath, Sky Attack, Flamethrower. I mean, you might not even need Flamethrower. You could also run Peck if it's a meta without a lot of Altaria, but I think if Altaria is good in the meta, you probably run Dragon Breath. I actually think Altaria still might be pretty meta. Even though it's 77 rankings overall, the rankings don't mean everything. The things that it beats are really important. Corviknight. It beats Corviknight with Flamethrower. That's actually kind of crazy. Golisopod, Drapion, Shadow Marowak, Shadow Scizor, right? Obviously with the Flamethrower that helps. But like those are good, right? You lose to Tinkaton, like Credilli, Azumarill, like these are things you're expecting to lose to, you know? So I think it's the bulk is super nice and it will be super impressive against the grounds and just has, I mean, the bulk has never changed, right? It's just that Sky Attack might be more usable now and Peck could be super useful. So yeah, let's see. Charizard I think is one that is worth looking at early on. It's actually not simming super well, but this is with Dragon Breath instead of Ember. It's Dragon Breath, Blast Burn, and Dragon Claw. So these sims, I'm not going to take too much stock into it. I think Charizard could be really solid. The speed to the Blast Burn and to the Dragon Claw can be pretty scary. There's a chance that this is more fringe meta, but I think Charizard is actually a legitimate threat again. So definitely something to watch out for. Maybe I'm just trying to tee you all up to use these things that are weak to Bastion, and then I unleash the Bastion on people. No, but I legitimately think these might be good. So, Crustle on the come up, maybe. Let's take a look at Crustle. So Crustle, obviously the SmackDown got rebuffed. It still had Fear Cutter as well that was buffed this past season too, and it has Rock Record. The Rock Record is kind of nice. It's kind of nice. It also has Rock Slide, right? Yeah. So it got like the Rock Slide buffed. It got Accident Rock Record, which is a fantastic move. SmackDown got buffed. Fear Cutter got buffed this season. It's 90th overall though. I still don't think it's good. I don't even know if I put it in fringe meta. Maybe for now. I might move this down to bad. It's just the typing doesn't help it too much. And the coverage is not amazing. And it doesn't have the bulk of a Bastion, right? So it could be okay if you lock into some of these flyers, but like at that point, why not just use like a Carbink or Bastion, right? Like you just lose the head-to-head against the other rocks, or even a Steelix, you know? I actually think it might still be bad. Let's put it down for now. Not because it's bad as a Pokemon, but it's bad relative to other things you could use. There's just no reason to really use a Crustle outside of like maybe a limited cup. But I do like it. Maybe an Ultra League. I'm a big fan. I climbed a lot in it, but yeah. Super pumped for Incineroar buff until I realized it's stuck with Snarl. Hey, maybe one day. Maybe one day. Ember might be too broken on it, but we'll see. Well, let's talk about Incineroar actually. Now that it's been mentioned, Incineroar, yeah, it did get brutal. It got what? It got Brutal Swing, right? And it got, what was the other move it got? Was it Flame Charge? No, I think it just got Brutal Swing, right? I'm trying to think if there's anything else that it got access to. I think it was just, yeah, it was just Brutal Swing. Yeah, it's just not good. It's not good in this meta. We'll put it down there. It's definitely worse than a Crustle, but yeah. Hey, what's up, Home Size Henry? I feel like Home Size might have been. Did you drop a tier list? I feel like you might have been one of the people misleading people on the Bastion, but we will get there. Some people do not look. You hate it or love it, you gotta respect it. You don't do tier list. Okay, fair enough. I think it was. I saw a tier list from Inadequans and the world champ, Beelzeboy. And I understand why they don't like Bastion, but it's good for a reason. It is good for a reason. Okay, let's take a look at other stuff though. Salamence, I don't think that's going to be good for much, honestly. It's still ranked really low, even with the Dragon Tail buff. It's just not good. I would probably put it above Incineroar though. For Great League, right? This is obviously a Great League. For Ultra League, Master League, different story. Honestly, it feels... I'll give Crustle a little respect right now. There's just better options to run for Flying Dragon type over Salamence. But, yeah. Except for which NA Worlds qualified battle I could take in a fight. Wait, can you... do you have that tier list? You don't have to post it publicly. But can you DM that to me? I'm curious what was on that tier list. That was your one tier list? I definitely missed that tier list. So, I'm curious if you can send that. Yeah. Beelzeboy streams where? He's been streaming on Twitch. Honestly, it's been like probably around my morning time, so almost like 12 hours later after this or earlier than this, depending on how you want to look at it. Yeah, yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, I'm not going to post it anywhere. I'm just super curious who you have on that list or where you put people on the list, because that's a funny tier list. All right, Dodrio. It got Peck. Drill Peck got buffed as well and has Brave Bird. Pure flying coverage. It did get Trailblaze, so you have coverage there. I don't know if it's good, but it is ranked higher than a lot of these things. I will put it in fringe meta for now. Flying normal is like, it's okay. We'll talk. Actually, out of curiosity, no. Let's take a look at other stuff first. We'll take a look at Firo because it's another flying normal as well. Drill Peck, Drill Run, and Peck. So this one has Drill Run, and I feel like it could be slightly better, but it's actually ranked a lot lower because I think the bulk is just pretty bad on this. These are both kind of just not amazing. I think it just doesn't have the bulk. I might put it here. I don't know. Crustle, I feel like, might be better still. I'm not a fan. I think, like, you just run, like, Firo or, like, I don't know, some other flyer. There's way too many other good flyers in this meta. So, I don't think that's going to be solid. Speaking of flyers, we can take a look at Togekiss. Charm to get a rework. It's still pretty bad. It's still really, really bad in Great League. I don't think it's good. I'll put it here. Yeah, probably slightly better than Cineroar, but I don't even know if it's better than Cineroar. Yeah, you're going to win against the Dragons, but, like, you have a bunch of other fairy options at that point, right? So, Aromatisse is also a fairy option. Charm, Psyshock, Moonblast. It's even with the Psyshock buff, it's not good. I don't even know. These are like all the things in bad category are like almost interchangeable to a degree. Are they like really, really bad? I don't know. It's not like really, really bad for the D tier, but they're not good. Okay. Finally hit Veteran. Nice. Bellybow got me there. G Moltres Belly Blastoise. Yo, keep up the grind. There's still plenty of time for Expert, too. All right. What else we got here? Incineroar I have on here twice, so I don't know why I have that. I will move that to the bottom here. Okay. Let's take a look at Alolan Raichu. I got, what? Psyshock? Yeah, I don't think it's this good. I don't know. It's got okay coverage. The typing's not really helping it much. I'll put it in bad category. Might be honestly better than a lot of these other bad things, but just not by much. Delphox. I have a Shundo of Delphox, actually. Kind of nuts. But Delphox, you got... What do they give it? Psyshock, maybe? I don't know. Again, not that great. This one's actually pretty bad, honestly. I'll probably put it even lower than this Incineroar. Like, it's got okay typing, but it's just not good. The other fire type that also got Psyshock is Victini. Confusion did get buffed, but the typing's just not helping it too much, and I don't know. I'm not a big fan. It has great moves, but it's just not good for this current meta, especially with the Dragon meta. I'll put it behind Raichu. I think they're both, like, roughly about the same. Yeah, nothing too nutty there. Xatu. This is kind of a crazy throwback. If you played Sylph Arena back in the day, and you played Nightmare Cup, this thing was actually pretty meta relevant in a Sylph Arena Cup. But it has not really been relevant for much since. Peck, Psyshock, Aerial Ace, Shadow, 220, 265. Honestly, it's ranked higher than a lot of these things, but it's like a bad Lugia. But Lugia's not that good either. I don't know. I think it's still pretty bad. I don't even know where to put this. These are just all like kind of throwaway Pokemon, but they might be good in limited cups. Who knows? All right, Flygon. This did get Sandtomb. It has a lot of bait potential now. Was it Sandtomb we got? I think it was Sandtomb. Yeah, but yeah, I don't know. It's still not that great. I think it's okay, but it's just like for the most part in this meta, no. It might be really relevant in Great League metas, especially like Fantasy Cup. Always a solid one. Lantern Core broke you? Yo, Lantern is pretty nuts, honestly, in this Great League meta. So, yeah, not You've been running Hundo, Sableye, Shadow, Gliscor, and Lantern. Oh, hey, you probably Tasty Teabag does not want to face you. That's for sure. That Lantern in the back. Honestly, if it's Water Gun Lantern, it's pretty strong even into Belly Bolt. All right, Galarian Slowking. This is not really doing much, honestly, either. I mean, we'll just move this to the bad category. It has a lot of, like, decent play, I guess, in limited cups. But, again, Not something worth spending too much time on because, yeah, holy, there's so many things to cover here. All right, let's take a look at this. Slow Bro. So Glaring Slow Bro. Yeah, I mean, this is just not good either. Well, like, again, these are, like, good in limited cups, but they're just not good in, like, general cups. Drain Punch Slowbro, regular Slowbro, still pretty bad. Honestly, these are just, like, so, like, interchangeably bad. I don't even know where to put them. Could be okay. I don't know. Again, it just depends. Gudra will be spamming. Yeah, Gudra is on my list for sure. Okay. Do we have any other Slow Brothers here? I don't think so. All right, look. This Ming Fu, Ming Xiao thing. These things are just straight awful. Ming Fu, 100% hot garbage. All right, that's just not it. I mean, this is like, I don't even think this will be ever it for even Little Cup for what it's worth. I don't even know why they give this stuff moves. Like, why are we giving it moves? Like, why are we even forcing people to have to deal with that TM roulette? Ming Xiao is pretty bad too. Ming Xiao is like, Ming Xiao's just awful. Honestly, I probably would even consider it hot garbage. I'm putting it hot garbage. Why are we using these things, right? Honestly, I still pineapple these in case they'd be good one day, but there's just nothing. There's just nothing worthwhile. Let's just go through all these really random stuff because we have to. But, all right. Drudagon, a decent dragons, though. It got Rock Tomb. Dragon Tail got a buff. Dragon Claw got, like, a rework / slightly buff. It's okay. It's not good, though, I think. It's, like, fringe meta at best. There's just too many other good dragons. In limited metas, I think it could be okay, but I don't think it's actually good. Tyrant, Dragon Tail, Rock Tomb, Dragon Claw. Honestly, I actually think Drudagon. They're both like super fringe actually. I think the Tyrant's actually better. Tyrantrum, not good. You know, this thing got Rock Tomb, but this thing's just not as good. It's just not as bulky. We'll put this like somewhere here, I guess. Tyrantrum's just, like, you want to use Tyrant if you're going to use one of the rock dragons. And then Hakamo. This thing got Hakamo O. This thing got Rock Tomb. Dragon Tail, Dragon Claw, Rock Tomb. That's pretty spammy, actually. And it's bulkier than a Como-O, I think, in Great League. It might not be bad. I don't think it's good, but it might not be bad. I think it actually might be better than these two. But I don't think it'll be meta. It is ranked 66 overall, though. Am I misjudging Como-O or Hakamo-O? Let me move it up to top of fringe meta for now. This thing actually might be surprising better than I think it is. I don't know. The weakness of the fighting is also not great for its typing, though, because you're like taking super effect damage from Lapras to Sidewaves, right? I'll put it at top of fringe for now. There's a small chance this might make it into like the bottom of meta tier, but Dragon Claw will be expensive now. Tyrant will be a spammy. Yeah, but they did make Dragon Tail energy generation increase. So it might really not be that much slower. In fact, the pacing might be the same. Probably not. It'll probably be a little bit slower, but probably not by much. So, yeah. But, okay. Let's take a look at some ground types. Crocodile. Absolutely awful. Honestly, I'll probably put this in hot garbage. Like, it's actually pretty bad, I think. Not to say you can't win with it. It's just not good. Nidoqueen's kind of back in a way, but not really. Mudslap, it puts it only at like 178 overall. You don't really need Earthquake anymore or Earth Power. You just see Stone Edge, Poison Fang, Mudslap. This actually is not bad, in my opinion. I think it just depends a lot on what everyone else is running. It's not bad because Mudslap's such a good move. And you have a debuffing Poison Fang to spam at them. And then you have coverage with Stone Edge. You have like near perfect coverage, right? Ground, rock, poison. What resists all of that? I don't think there's anything, right? Is there anything that resists all of that? I'm trying to think. I don't think so. I don't think so. So anyway, it does have perfect coverage. Pacing is a little bit slower. Is it meta? I don't think so. I think it's fringe meta though. I wouldn't be surprised if people make it work, but like I think it's one of those Pokemon that could sneak up on you in the right situation. But yeah. Torterra. This is getting the Mudslap treatment. I don't think this is particularly amazing, but it's better than like Razor Leaf and whatever the heck it used to run. And Bites, yeah. It's not good though. I don't think it's good. I think it's just, we'll put it in the bad category. There's just like better. I don't know. I feel like there's better options. I'll put it at top of bad, I guess. I'm not like super thrilled about it. There's a small chance it might be in like fringe meta, but I don't think so. You're smelling steel counter, yeah. I'll take 1 or 2 more Degen Dragon Tails for the first cycle, or Dragon Tails for the first cycle, yeah. Mudslide Clodsire next. Yeah, Mudslide Torterra might be a couple years late. I actually don't think that's I think that's a pretty good assessment. Pachirisu finally gets a little bit of coverage. It's probably still not good, but we'll put it at top of bad, I think. I don't think you'll see it realistically in tournaments. Probably Judagon here too, now that I think about it. Tyra might be okay, but Judagon's kind of weird. Yeah, I don't love Judagon now the more I think about it. Tornado though, this is getting a big buff. So it got Brutal Swing, it got Dragon Claw, 2 much spammier moves. Dragon Claw obviously energy is increased, but still. And you got Incinerate, and you have Ember. So if you don't like how Incinerate feels, you can go Ember for a 2-turn move, and maybe Ember might be the better play for energy generation over Incinerate. Who knows? This thing kind of got to be ready for it. It's got really good typing too, because you're not weak to water. You take neutral there. You're not weak to fairy. You take neutral there. It's got pretty solid coverage in itself, right? I don't know. This thing's ranked 20th overall. You are weak to Bastion, though. I will say that. Okay. But, yeah. I think Incineroar, Turtonator can be really, really good. Can be really, really good. Kingdra. This thing got Swift. I don't know. It's ranked 68th overall. I don't think it's actually that good. But it does have a more reliable bait move, I guess, to get to the Outrage. I don't know. This thing's ranked kind of high. I'll put it here for now. I don't know. I don't know about Kingdra, though. It's ranked much higher than I feel like it's going to perform. But that's just my thoughts, at least. If Raikou really high up, we know something's wrong. Yeah, Raikou's not. It's 155 overall. Raikou's just always bad. It's not. The rankings are always going to skew it a bit because it has Wild Charge. Stab Wild Charge hits a lot, really hard for neutral. But it's just not good. We'll put it here. Yeah. It's like there's a reason why you never see anyone even try to run that in a tournament. Or even GBL for that matter. Yeah, and it's ranked higher than certain things that are probably, like, even more relevant, right? Celebi, probably not going to be that great. Confusion, Seed Bomb, Aura Sphere, all got buffed in some ways, shape, or form, I believe. Seed Bomb's the only one that we're not sure on, but probably a buff. It's just not good, though. It just doesn't have, like, I don't know, typing's not great. I just don't think it's very good in general. I'll put it here before Raikou. Yeah, not a huge fan of that one. Latios and Latias. That's, so these are also just like, they're kind of like poor man's, like, what do you call it? Like dragons, I feel like. They're in, like, the best rank one's 382 at Latias. I don't know. These are not great. They're not, like, unusable, but they're not good. But yeah, I honestly think Latios is, like, slightly better, but we'll just do this for now. I think Latios is slightly better. Oh wait, they're not even running Luster Perch on this. No wonder why. Yeah, Luster Perch is kind of nuts. But I don't think they're that much better. What's ranked 69? I chose the Dunsparce is good. Well, Dunsparce itself is not bad. I don't know if the Dunsparce in Great League, but in Ultra League, that thing will be a monster, I think. 69 is Swilus, yeah. Well, Swilus is on my list, but not on the edited stuff yet. So we'll talk about the edited stuff, like the stuff that's actually on the blog post. Jirachi, Aura Sphere got buff, Confusion got a buff. It's ranked 151 overall. It's not terrible. It really isn't. But its coverage is kind of a little bit garbage, but maybe not. With the Aura Sphere buff, maybe not. Let's do this. I don't know. Jirachi might be sneakily better than I think. I think it'll have great GBL purposes. I don't know in Show 6, like official tournaments. I don't know about that one. That one might be not as relevant. So, okay. Well, we got Jirachi out of the way. What we got? Gengar here. Let's take a look at Gengar. Yeah. What did Gengar even get here? I don't even remember. Drain Punch? Yeah, there's no way this thing's gonna be good. It's not good. It is not good. I'll put it like here. The Drain Punch is not helping it do anything, honestly. It's just like one of those weird things. Yeah. Passimian, I could probably already guess, is also doing pretty bad. This thing's honestly just like... It's like really, really not good. It's just got like very little utility. I'd almost consider it hot garbage, but I think that's doing a little too much injustice. Looking at some other fighters, we got Toxicroak. What does get Drain Punch as well? Yeah, Drain Punch not really doing anything for it. I don't think you ever run Drain Punch here. Toxicroak is probably just in the bad category. I don't see a lot of utility for it, but yeah, it's not. It could be okay, I guess, in some situations, but they're just better fighters, better poison types, better a lot of things, honestly. So. Sableye, kind of an old school one. This got what? Drain Punch as well? This is a Drain Puncher? Yeah. Dude, I don't know what these Drain Punch things are doing for it. Like, probably not much. It's still ranked like 76 overall, the Shadow variant. But it's not because of the Drain Punch. It could be okay. I'm gonna put it in meta for now because Trevenant's back. And that could be a big distinguishing factor. Let's put it in meta for now, but I might bump it down to fringe meta. Let's see. Also, Nidoqueen being back potentially could make it a little bit more useful too, right? I don't know. The Mudslap damage is kind of nuts. It might be more top of fringe meta, but we'll see. Mr. Mime should be allowed within 500 feet of school. Is Mr. Mime on this list? I don't think so. What made you think of Mr. Mime? Yeah, you got my cat Chucky waking up over this too. She's like, what's going on? All right, Shelgon. Dragon Breath, Crunch, Dragon Pulse. Obviously, Dragon Breath and Pulse got buffed. And then Crunch, it got access to. It's still ranked 321. This thing's just not good. It's definitely in the bad category somewhere here. I don't even know where. It's like okay, I guess, but it's not good. There's just so many better dragons. So many better dragons. Limited metas, maybe. Limited metas, definitely have your eyes peeled for it. Quagsire. I mean, still always just really, really strong. It was a Drain Puncher, yeah. Dude, this is so dirty from Scopely. Unless they buff Drain Punch, this is just increasing your TM roulette. Because there's no shot you ever run Drain Punch when you have Aqua Tail, Mud Bomb, Earthquake, Stone Edge. Like, there's Water Pulse, I think, right? Don't you have Water Pulse even on this? No, you don't have Water Pulse. But you have Acid Spray, yeah. There's just so many better moves. We'll probably put this in meta for now. I think it's like... I'll put it behind Sableye. These things might move down, for sure. I think Quagsire is still quite solid, but we'll see. It is still like always like a very spammy fast Pokemon. They didn't really nerf it or anything. They didn't really buff it either. Venusaur Sludge is definitely an upgrade for the Venusaur, but I don't think it really does it too much. I think it's okay, but I think it's like fringe at best still. I don't even know if I might put it over Dodrio. I don't know. Dodrio is, I'm like not fully convinced. We'll just have to see what the numbers look like. If you're a Pokemon, what would be your typing and move? Probably Dragon. Dragon's super offensive. And I mean, I sometimes play like defensively, right, when I play video games, but I think offensive is more my style. And it's offensive, but it has a lot of resistances. What would be my moveset is an interesting question. Probably Dragon Claw. Smaller move, right? I think like Roar of Time or stuff like that is like too unrealistic for me. And I don't know what the fast attack would be. But maybe just Dragon Breath, Dragon Claw. I don't know. That's a little boring, but we'll see. All right. Anyway, speaking of dragons, we do have Dragonite, which has both of those moves. Dragon Breath, Thunder Punch, Superpower. You honestly don't even have a Dragon Charge Attack. It could be okay. I don't actually know if you need the Thunder Punch so much, though. Because losing the Dragon coverage makes you just lose to, like... Oh, wait, you still beat Altaria, really? That's kind of crazy. I guess because you shield and they shield, right? Yeah, so... No Squirrel Pokemon? I'll say that for my top fan in the world. Alright, Dragonite. 67 overall. Could be okay. I'll put it in meta for now. I mean, if this stuff is in meta, I think Dragonite has a spot. I just don't know how many people realistically run Dragonite, because the coverage itself is like, eh. I'll have to readjust some of the stuff, because I don't think that many things will actually be meta, right? Garchomp, it's just not doing too much. I mean, you got Breaking Swipe, but like for Great League, definitely not. Definitely on the bad side of things. I don't even know where to put these things, but yeah. Garchomp is not going to be as relevant. For Ultra League and Master League, primary Master League, maybe. Torkoal! Alright, this is an interesting one. So we got Ember, Flame Wheel, Overheat, triple fire coverage. You do have Earthquake, which takes a while to get to, but you have Ember. You have Solar Beam. And what is this? Pure Fire. Don't think it's going to be that good. It did get like a double buff, but I don't think it's going to be that good. So for those that don't have Torkoal, because it is a regional exclusive, you're in luck. All right, we'll just put it there for now. Honestly, I don't know. It might be even better than some of these things, but not by much. I don't know. I'm not going to get too crazy with the details on the bad category. But let's see what else. We only have a few more things left. I have Incineroar on there twice, so ignore that. Empoleon is jumped all the way to top 5, both Shadow and non-Shadow. Kind of nuts. Kind of nuts. Number 3 overall with Metal Sound, Hydro Cannon, and Drill Peck. This alone might be why Bastion is not relevant. This could be top meta. 100%. 100%. Like, what is it losing to, right? It loses to Marowak. Corviknight's interesting, but Corviknight. Altaria. Galarian Corsola. I mean, okay, that's fine. But it's stupid. I think it's going to be stupid strong. So be on the lookout for Empoleon. That is going to be a pretty nasty one. And if you don't have one or you're not ready to deal with one, you are going to be in trouble. Como also got a decent amount of buffs, right? Because Dragon Tail gets reworked. Playing Scales the community move, which is good if you have it. Upper Hand, it got, which is kind of nice. 30% chance to debuff your opponent's attacks. This is ranked 16th overall. I do think this could be pretty scary. And depending on how good Dragon Tail is, it could be really, really scary. Let's put this in meta. Yeah, let's put this in meta for now. I don't know if this Charizard pick, now I'm thinking about it, the more I think about it, is good or not. I think it will be, but I think the question is, where will you play it on your team? I think it has a lot of potential to be really strong still, like the old Charizard, but I just think it depends on how you maneuver around it. Yeah. All right, that's going to be our entire list of things that were directly changed. Obviously, like on the blog post, but there's a lot of things that were impacted, right? Like, for example, the Weather Ball users, Cast Form, Sunny, Rainy, Normal, and Snowy. All right. These are all, unfortunately, not the best. Definitely in the bad category here for many of these. I mean, they're like kind of spammy for what it's worth. This is bad. Sunny Cast Form is probably like the best one of the sorts, but still pretty fringe in my opinion. Rainy Cast Form is just, there's just so many other like better water types in my opinion. So, not good. Normal Cast Form, dude. We know how this guy rolls. But not the best either. I'll put it like somewhere here. Cast Forms are just not really it. The old Cast Forms back in the day were pretty good, but they're just too much power creep these days. It probably might be the new Samurott, but let's see. The new Samurott is crazy, because Samurott was not living up to hype from this past season. Samurott was one of the Pokemon that I left off the tier list last time around, and so I finally added to this one, because I was like, alright, a lot of people gave me, you know, smack for it. But honestly, Samurott is not it. Oh, hey, what's up, Luis? It's okay. We still got plenty of the tier list to go. And I'll have a VOD for this as well for the live stream, but also condense into a YouTube video. So you could I'll cut out any of my ramblings. Samurott, though, wasn't that great. It definitely didn't live up to hype from this past season. I don't think it's that good anyway. 78th overall, which is ranked higher than like some stuff here, but nah, I think it's still kind of bad. Like, no one really uses it, even in GBL or Show 6. So if people aren't using GBL or Show 6, what are people using it for? Right? And this is the season before all the dragons get buffed, before Altaria's back that walls it off. Like, its days are limited. And the days were not really there to begin with. But, yeah. Barrier Cutters, though. Golisopod is still decently high up there, I guess. You get walled off by Empoleon, which is really going to skew the rankings quite a bit. It's 92 overall. You also get walled off by Altaria. Like, it's not going to be a good time. It's not going to be a good time for Golisopod. I think for once, I actually move into the bad category for this one. Let me think. We'll revisit this, but looking at everything in this meta, Golisopod's not in a good spot. It's not in a good spot. Yeah. And my guess is Araquanid is probably not also in a good spot. Yeah, 102. But water pulse to get a buff, but like that's like what's that really doing for it? You know, I don't think it's like you're better off running Glyspod if you want to run any of that stuff. Yeah, let's take a look at some of the stuff. Let me take a look at, actually, I'll go in order of the top ranked stuff, I think, because this could be really useful. So Corviknight is actually number 1 overall. Beating Empoleon is quite nice. It has Payback, Air Cutter, Sand Attack. It doesn't have Sky Attack. I mean, I think that's accurate. You know, it's not going to be good into the fires, but I think that's actually pretty accurate given how big of a threat Empoleon is, given how big of a threat Altaria is, although Altaria with Flamethrower will beat it. But if Steelix is back without Thunder Fangs, you also wall off Steelix. That's kind of massive, you know, because they have Earthquake, Breaking Swipe, Dragon Tail. Like, what are they going to throw? Crunch at you with Dragon Tail? Like, that's going to do nothing. It's funny because I think Payback is actually the way to go with Corviknight here. So if you TM'd Ironhead on it, then hopefully you get a better Corviknight this weekend without it. Where is Corviknight? I don't actually even see it on my tier list. Am I just stupid? What's going on? Oh, yeah. I always think it's spreading its wings, but Corviknight's going to be pretty busted. Corviknight's going to be strong. Carbink is number 2. Rock Throw, Rock Slide, Moonblast, mainly because it beats Corviknights. I don't think Carbink's it, honestly. Carbink's still, like, not really it, but it could be okay, I guess. We'll put it at bottom of meta for now, but I don't know. It really depends on how much grass is around. I think it could be okay, though. Wigglytuff's actually not number 4, but it's because all the dragon influx, you always have to be very cognizant of how these rankings work. Carbink is really high up there because it's fairy. So is Wigglytuff. So is Dashbun. Dashbun is number 12. Who thinks Dash will be that good? Probably no one. But the thing is, because dragons are ranked so high, it skews up everything that beats dragons. Because if you're beating the top meta stuff, then you're also going to be top meta, right? So, that being said, so yeah, so I think, for that reason, I might even move Carbink down a bit. But I don't think Wigglytuff is going to be that strong. I think it could be okay. It really just depends on how useful it is. And I think it's going to be more fringe meta, honestly, than anything else. But I could be mistaken. Even though it's ranked number 4 overall, right? Just because the rankings don't tell everything. Bastiodon is the number 6, though. Dude, this thing's actually good. This thing's actually good. Like, just think about it, right? You do get completely destroyed by Empoleon. Your best move is a neutral flamethrower that takes you way too many turns to get to. But what do you lose to here? You beat Corviknight, you beat Altaria, you beat Charizard, you beat Turtonator, you don't beat this, you beat Dragonite, you beat Sableye, you lose to this, you beat Carbink. That's pretty nasty. That's pretty nasty. In GBL, 100%, it's top meta. In Show 6, that's a different story. But Bastion is kind of back. Yeah. I wouldn't say it's top meta, but it is a threat to watch out for. Dude, I'm losing to Bastion right now, and it's nerfed. In GBL, in the leaderboards range. And it's nerfed. Imagine when it's back to full power. People are... Okay, let me do my little rant, right? Let me do my little rant because I was scrolling through Twitter /X, whatever you want to call it these days. And let me do my little rants. I saw 2 tier lists, right? One from Inadequence, second best player in the world last season, also one of the best players just in general. And one from Beelzeboy, who I know, world champion. He had like a bunch of people on his stream. I didn't actually get to watch the VOD yet, but I know that a bunch of people went into the making of this. Now, here's the thing. Do not be fooled. These guys are smart. They know that Bastion is not actually F tier, right? Beelzeboy's tier list, it's just at the very bottom. It just says no, flat out. Bastion's there, right? But let me tell you, don't let the world champ mislead you, right? He knows it's actually much better. He doesn't want people using it. Those are very different stories, right? He doesn't like it. That's fine, right? He doesn't say it's a bad Pokemon. He just says no for the category, right? Let me take a look at Inadequence's tier list. Rip Bozo is what he put. Okay, I guess that doesn't necessarily mean that it's like bad, because he also put like Manabuzz in there, which is kind of weird. I think Manabuzz is still probably going pretty good. I think that might just be more for meme purposes, but yeah, again, these tier lists are not trying to inform you properly. I'm trying to inform you all properly, okay? Look, it doesn't matter if I'm the Bastion guy or not, right? I'm definitely not the Empoleon guy, and it's up there, right? I'm not like, I use carping sometimes, right? I'm definitely not the Wigglytuff guy, right? And it's up there. Trust me when I tell you this, it's going to be disgusting, right? It's still going to be like, it's still going to have its hard losses, but it's going to have its hard wins. But now it has its neutral wins back. It beats Drapion again, right? You have better play against a Sableye again. All these things that it was like kind of suffering from the nerf damage, from that one nerf damage in SmackDown, it's back. It's back in that respect. So keep that in mind, right? Again, do not let some of these people mislead you, because some of them, they're just memeing with their tier list. Some of them, they might really just not believe in stuff they don't like. I don't know. For me, it doesn't matter how much I dislike a Pokemon. If it's good, I'm going to tell you it's good. If it's bad, I'm going to tell you it's bad. And if I'm wrong, it's because I'm actually wrong. And it's not because I'm pushing any agenda or bias. That's it. That's it. Yo, you know what would be the biggest thing I could do instead? I could say, Inadequance, the second best player in the world. Beelzebub, the best player in the world. They both put this in the very bottom. I can move Bastion all the way to hot garbage too. And then I'll be the only one running this thing because we're all misforming people and I'm just destroying people because no one's ready for this thing because everyone thinks Bastion's useless. Or everyone's running Carping instead and Bastion just wins that head-to-head too. No, trust me. Right? If I selfishly wanted to do anything here, I would do that. I would not be promoting a Pokemon that I think is really, really good, right? And then for everyone to beat me with it too. I guarantee I'm going to get destroyed by a bunch of Bastion this upcoming season. I am getting destroyed right now by Bastion, right? And it's nerfed. Anyway, we should refer to you as the Bastion guy. Dude, I'm here to spread the truth, you know? Bastion or no Bastion. Even when Bastion was bad, I talked about how bad it was. I never try to overhype it. Anyway, just context, right? Look, I'm sure people can probably read between the lines, but for anyone that's confused when like, well, I don't know, the world champ or like the second place finisher of last year's Worlds all posted this stuff. Yes, but read between the lines. I will make it more straightforward in my assessment. And again, I could be wrong about a lot of these things, but if I'm wrong, it's because I'm legitimately wrong. Steelix, Dragon Tail, Earthquake, Breaking Swipe. Absolutely killer for a lot of these Dragon types. But you do get kind of steamrolled by Empoleon, and Corviknight is pretty uncomfortable. So, but I do think it's actually quite solid. I actually don't think it's better than Bastion, but I do put in meta. Okay, again, clarification is this is including GPL and Show 6, right? And Championship Series. Steelix 100% probably have more play than Bastion in Show 6, but Bastion 100% has more play in GPL, and more people play GPL than Show 6, right? I'm just gonna break it down for you. I'm not saying like I'm gonna weight it a certain way, but I think overall Bastion has way more utility. But in a controlled Show 6 environment, Bastion, I'll be one of the few people this season that run it, you know, for sure, competitively, right? Maybe some people will try it, but like legitimately, like most of the top players won't even touch this thing, and I get why, right? It's not easy to run. It's very RPS in some natures, and people don't want to risk that, which is fair. Right, Regidrago. Dragon Breath, Dragon Energy, Breaking Swipe. Breaking Swipe technically got a slight change. It is ranked really high. I don't think it's that good, but I do think it's okay. It's too one-dimensional. It has no coverage. There's no coverage. I'll put it here. It's just because there's no coverage. You can win some against some games in GBL for sure, but it's just like so much of a gamble, you know? Like, if you run to fairies, if you run to steel types, you're cooked, right? And you also take a lot of damage back from opposing dragons. So it's not like you're the best dragon of the dragons. Yeah. It probably is a demon in neutral matchups, to be fair. But Breaking Swipe is also more expensive to get to. I don't know. Okay, you know what? I might actually put it in bottom meta now that you say it. Because, like, honestly, if you're even in a Show 6 format, right? What do you not want the Regidrago to see? The one fairy they have on the team, if they have one, and the one steel they have on the team, if they have one. They probably will. It'll probably be Empoleon. You got 2 matchups to avoid. If you win the other 4 matchups, that's actually pretty good. It's pretty good, you know? I mean, it's how I play Bastion a lot, right? Old Bastion. This year's Bastion was useless. But again, this upcoming season, it could be different. You got to avoid the fighter. You got to avoid the ground type. You got to avoid like Empoleon, right? If they have 3 out of 6 hard counter you, probably not worth running. If they got 2 out of 6, it's actually not a bad thing to run. And if they have one thing that beats your Bastion out of 6, that's the freest Bastion game. And you have to be super unlucky if you get it locked into their counter. And that could be how Regidrago goes. So I actually think that is a very solid point, Dato. So I appreciate that. Because the hard counter stream Moltres, yeah. What are 2 charge moves for Empoleon? So Empoleon would be running Hydro Cannon Drill Peck. Hydro Cannon is just such a good move. and stab, and you kind of need it. And then Dropback got buffed. So it's really, really good. Yeah. So Empoleon is going to be kind of scary. Yeah. I think Empoleon should be quite feared, honestly. Guzzler's at 9. It's okay, I guess. I don't know. I don't think it's actually ranked 9th overall. Like, I mean, yeah, like in theory, but I don't actually think it has the potency of it. It does have good typing, though. It does have good typing, and Dragon Claw did get buffed, and buffed or changed in a way. Dragon Tail, you get to Brutal Swing faster. I don't know. I kind of like Regidrago more, you know, the more I think about it. I can't believe I'm saying that, but I actually think I might like Regidrago more than Guzzlord. Guzzlord I'll put like right here, I guess. I think it could be okay, but again, you're realistically only gonna have 1, maybe at max 2 dragons on your team. Even in GPL or Show 6. I don't even think you run Double Dragon in Show 6. Maybe. But, you know, in those situations, when are you not picking like, I don't know. I guess Altaria is actually ranked lower than these things, so maybe these are better dragons. I don't think so, though. Just because the rankings say so, I don't actually think so. Clodsar's at number 10 overall. Poison Sting, Sludge Bomb, Earthquake. It's okay. Empoleon being super high in the meta is not great for it, as well as Corviknight being super high in the meta. I might put in Fringe. These two alone make it really hard to run this thing. Make it really hard to run it. And if Altaria's back and you only have Sludge Bomb, that's not great for it either. That's not great for it either. I think it could be okay, but I actually think this is not the meta for Clodsire. You could definitely get some wins in GBL, maybe even Show 6, but it's going to be hard to run if Empoleon and Corviknight are everywhere. The Dene, though, that's actually not going to mind these things being everywhere. I think the Dene is actually still top meta. You could potentially beat Bastion. I actually don't know with new spec down, but you have play into this. I think charge check priority on this. It's not great because Metal Sound's neutral, but still. Beat the Corviknight for the most part. You have good play into everything else here. I like it a lot. I still think the Dene is pretty solid. Yeah. But Debuffs aren't going to be a survivable short timer. That's a very valid point. Yeah. 45-second timer is going to be huge for that. You kind of sick of debuff and buff moves? Yeah, I mean, I feel you there. Do you have a video explaining how to understand PvP poke matchup matrix or energies? I do not, but I could make one. Yeah, I could make one. If you don't mind shooting me like a DM on Twitter or Discord, I have my information down below. Let me know exactly what you're looking for. I might be able to, or I might just be able to answer your question if it's like super simple. But if you just explain exactly what you're looking for, and I might be able to, yeah, because it is a super useful website in that respect. Remember how Altaria wasn't as bad against Registeel? Regidrago will fare even better. Well, Altaria has Flamethrower now, right? As long as it's not Tink or Bastiodon. Wait, how does Regidrago fare better? Oh, because Dragon Energy just hits that hard? Yeah, maybe. And they're just throwing neutral Focus Blast, right? And you could tank one and they can't lock all you down. Yeah, that's a good point. That's a really good point. Regidrago might be good. The typing on Altaria is what makes it really good, especially in Show 6. And honestly, the Flamethrower does actually help it a lot more than you think for Corviknight, especially Corviknight's super hyper meta. So, Dash Bun, I don't believe in this one. Charm, Psychic Fangs, Body Sim. Body Sim did get buffed. I don't believe in this. It's just super high. It's super high up because of all the fairies, but like, I think you run Wigglytuff if you run anything. I could be wrong, but I think you run Wigglytuff if you're gonna run anything here. Put it here, I guess. Elite Charge TM for Empoleon. No event for Hydro Cannon, right? Yeah. Nah, I don't think there is one anytime soon. There's for the starters, but not for Empoleon, I think. But I think it's worth it. It's going to be super, super hyper meta. Yeah. You're talking about old... Yeah, that's what I figured. Yeah, that's fair. Dragon Energy is super efficient, and Steel types still get hit. Yeah, for sure. You're still taking 1 damage per Dragon Breath, and that's still going to be a good chunk. Especially how fast you charge up energy. Well, I don't think Registeel's going to be super relevant, but maybe not. All right. Lapras is at 14th. Sparkling Aria, Psywave, Ice Beam. I don't think you really ever run Dragon Pulse here, even though it is super effective against a lot of dragons. And it's getting like a slight buff, but I think Ice Beam is just still really good coverage. Huh. How does this fare? I mean, he's got play into Corviknight. Empoleon is kind of awkward, honestly. I think it's tough to run the Lapras in an Empoleon meta. That's my take. I think it's still good. I just don't think that it's... Why would you ever run Lapras over Empoleon is what I'm trying to gather, right? And not saying you can't, but I'm trying to think about what is the reason you would. Because if there isn't a strong reason to run the Lapras over the Empoleon, then you would never run Lapras. Unless you run like ABB line. You lose to Empoleon head to head. I think we moved this to Fringe. Yeah, it sounds weird, but I think we moved to Fringe. My justification is that, yes, it's good, but there's a better alternative. So you would just never run it, you know? Like, it's like... honestly, I don't know if Dash Bun's really that much worse than Wigglytuff, but I feel like most situations, if you could run one Charmer, it's Wigglytuff, not Dash Bun, right? If you could run one Rock type, it's Bastion, not Carbink, you know? So, like, in the same vein, you would never run the water that's weak to fighting with water coverage, right? You would just run... I mean, if ground types become super prevalent, maybe. Let's see how the ground types fare. But... okay, maybe I'm giving too low credit. If you do run to ground types, Lapras is a better choice, right? You have way less play with Empoleon, particularly Mudslappers. Mudslappers are actually kind of annoying. Yeah. Actually, Dato actually said exactly what I was saying. Yeah. So, is Shadow Empoleon better? It is ranked higher, but not by much. I think you'll do fine with non-Shadow if you don't have a Shadow, but I think the Shadow damage could be pretty solid. Build me a team, please. I have high ranks for these. Hey, stay tuned. We don't know how all the damage values are going to go, so I'm not going to give like a straight like line of 3 yet, because you know things could change, right? But all right, Giratina altered Shadow, Dragon Breath, Dragon Claw, Ancient Power. Those did get reworked. The typing is great. I don't know how good this is going to be. It does resist fighting type, but honestly, how much fighting is going to be in this meta? And maybe some. I don't know though. It beats Altaria, but I don't know. You do have flexibility with a lot of these movesets, for what it's worth. It kind of had a very limited time to shine. And honestly, if Trevenant comes back, it's kind of weird. Sableye being meta relevant could be weird. I don't know. I'd like him more than Regidrago, but I could be wrong about Regidrago, so just keep that in mind when the new season drops. I think Giratina is still solid. It's just kind of frail though. It's kind of frail. And also, like, what are you gonna do into Steelix, right? Like, Steelix becomes kind of a big problem. I'll keep on here for now. I like that we have so many dragon options. You're much better into fighters here, right? But yeah, I don't know. You also flexibility with movesets on Giratina Altered, so you do have that going for you. Como I've already listed. Galarian Corsola. This is one that I picked out was gonna be good in this meta, and no one really believed me until Worlds, and then it kind of went crazy at Worlds. So is Galarian Corsola? Oh, here it is. Yeah, Galarian Corsola is still kind of a neutral bulk machine. And you beat Empoleon. That's big. You lose to Corviknight, but not by much, especially because they have payback. If without payback or they don't land the payback, you win that too. This is actually really, really good. I still think Empoleon or Galarian Corsola is actually really good. Top meta still. Like, nothing beats it really here besides the Sableye, right? Like, what else is really beating it head to head? Bastion, sure, but like no one's really running Bastion besides me, right? So it like could beat like almost everything here. Yeah, I don't know. Especially if Wigglytuff is not as hyper meta relevant. We'll see. But I think Galarian Corsola can be kind of solid. And especially if the Digger Speed drops. And it might, because Altaria just walls it off. So Altaria being back is what makes Digger Speed really hard to use. Yeah, Galarian Corsola. With guaranteed breaking swipes, maybe the Reggie beats Tina. Regidrago. Oh yeah, maybe. I think the thing is just the typing it's just too one-dimensional for my taste. I think it's really good in Great League, or GBL, but for Show 6, maybe not the right call. All right, we have the ever always Azumarill on the tier list at 21 overall. I think it's still pretty good. You probably lose to Empoleon, which kind of sucks. Yeah, you lose pretty hard to it. You could beat Altaria, beat Marowak. I don't know. I'll put it at the bottom of meta. It's like hard to use, but it's like you can't sleep on Azumarill, especially when Altaria's back in the mix. And it's like Charizard's in the mix, right? Like, you can't sleep on Azumarill. Azumarill is going to be the answer to Charizard. Charizard, this is probably my biggest gamble pick because this ranks so low, but I'm telling you, well, one, it has Dragon Breath on PV Poke, so that's not accurate. But if Ember's as good as it sounds, like, imagine a Charizard getting to Blast Burn as fast as it did with, like, old Wing Attack. That's the scary part about Charizard, you know? That's where it can get really disgusting. And it has coverage into, like, Steel types now with the Ember. It's worse than some other things, though, but... Marowak would be stronger with Rock Slide unnerved. That's a good point, yeah. Yeah. It is at 31 overall. I'll just list that now that you mentioned it. It's kind of tough, though, with the Altaria being everywhere, but you at least have coverage. You have Mud Slap into a lot of these things. It's actually not bad into the Empoleon either, if you have shields up. And that's where the Lapras comes in handy. I actually think this could be good. I think that this could actually still be pretty good. Let's put this here. Yeah. I actually think Marowak could still be quite good. It's not ranked as high, but it's got a lot of fast attack pressure and has a lot of coverage into the meta threats. So, yeah. Dude, the fact that Shadow Machoke's on here is just ridiculous. I'm not even going to consider, like, I'm not even going to entertain this. This is just a sim hero. Dusknoir Shadow is at 22 overall. Also kind of a sim hero, but it's not terrible. I don't love it. It could be okay. It's fringe meta. It's always been fringe meta, in my opinion. People have always said, like, oh, we got a buff. It got buff. You got to consider it more. I'm like, nah. Like, we've had plenty of months to see it in action. It's still fringe. It's still fringe, in my opinion. Yeah. We'll put it there. It's usable, but it's not, like, that good. Dusclops actually is probably ranked lower because of Sims, but not by much. 63 overall. Dusclops is okay. With all the ice types around, maybe. Or all the dragon types around, maybe. I kind of want to put it on fringe, though. I think Galarian Course is just better. We've kind of seen it at Worlds, and I don't think it's going to change anytime soon. But yeah. Okay. What else do we have here? Kind of getting a little discombobulated a bit. Okay. We have Kanto Ninetales at 25th overall. That's all right. But, like, why not just run a Charizard at that point, right? You have, like, the Charizard are just going to be better in the head-to-head. So, like, when would you ever run this? You know? It's, again, like, also, there's, like, Turtonator. There's other stuff that just, like, does way better things than you. So, like, why would you ever run Kanto Ninetales? I don't think it's bad. I just don't think it's good, you know? Let's take a look at Typhlosion, because this thing also has Ember. So, with Ember, it could be pretty solid. Without, like... Dragon coverage is a little bit worse than, like, I would say a Charizard. It could be okay. I'll put it, like, fringe. I think it's easier to deal with now. I mean, it could be okay into the Empoleon, but I don't know. I think there's just better fire types to use. So, there's more dragons, and because of that, the coverage for Thunder Punch, Blast Burn is just not it. There's too many things that wall it off, right? Giratina walls it off, Regidrago walls it off, Bastion's back in full action, Carping got a buff with the Rock Slide. Like, there's just too many things that, like, it's too hard to run into, right? Whereas the other fire types, like, yeah, they're also weak to those things, but, like, you got dragon coverage here, you got, you know, dragon coverage here. You also just lose the head-to-head, right? Versus the other fires. Outside of maybe the Kanto Ninetales, so they don't have sand, Scorching Sands. So, depending on how the meta plays out, it might want to run Psyshock or Scorching Sands. Yeah, I think so. The coverage is too mono. It's too mono. Mono coverage. Fortress, Bug Bite, Sand Tomb, Rock Tomb. That's not bad. I mean, it's still like the old Fortress, right? But is it good for anything still? It was big in this Worlds. But, like, I don't know. I mean, it loses to... I don't know. I guess if you could land an Earthquake, it doesn't lose to Empoleon. But it's kind of bad. It's kind of not great, I feel. I don't hate it. I really don't hate it, actually. There's some fire types around. I don't know how I feel about it. I'm gonna put in fringe meta for now. I could be convinced to pull it out. I just don't know what it beats out of these things. It beats like nothing. It means like literally nothing here, you know? I mean, it's like okay into lappers and stuff, but like it's just like, I don't know. It doesn't feel like particularly useful for much, but I didn't think that was the case either for Worlds this year, and people showed me wrong, so I could be wrong about Fortress. Jellicent's at 27. It's okay. It's hard to run Jellicent now. I think it's hard to run it later as well. We'll put this in some type of fringe, I think. It's too fringe, I think. Its coverage is not great, especially with dragons coming around. You have to go Shadow Ball, and a lot of dragons can tank it pretty easily or just shield once, and you just like do nothing after that. Yeah. Unova Stumpus, definitely kind of a sore thumb in Go Battle League sometimes. In this meta, you have play into this, you beat this, yep, you beat this, you beat this, you beat this, you have play into these things. Yo, Unova Stumpus don't look too bad. I don't know. It actually doesn't look too bad. I'd actually rank it decent for now. You know? Yeah, the Marowak is annoying, but like if you avoid the Marowak, you do things that Marowak can't do, you know? I don't hate it. I actually don't hate it. Credilli, I somehow missed. Missed 24 overall. I think Credilli's still good. It's like honestly probably the best grass type, right? You have play into this. Yeah, it's kind of, this is actually really uncomfortable now for Credilli. Credilli actually might be kind of hard to use because like the fact that you lose Empoleon is what makes it really hard to use, right? You can beat this. It's not great into this. If you have Bullet Seed, maybe. These things are okay. Oh, I don't know. It's a tough one. I think Credilli is like still the best grass we have. It's just, I don't know if it's good. I think a lot of people won't run it. It's the problem. Empoleon is just going to shred it, but obviously if you avoid Empoleon, it's not too bad. Bro, this is also the highest usage Pokemon at Worlds this year, right? Obviously, this match is going to be a little bit different, but it's good for a reason. It's really, really solid. Yeah, it's really, really solid. So, Gold Lurker's at 30. Man, I'm not a believer in this thing. I think it's still like... I don't think it's good. I put it like bad. If Golisopod is bad, this is bad. Yeah, if Golisopod is bad, this is bad. I don't think this is the play. Honestly, I don't even know if this cast room's worth it. There's so many things that... No, I'm doing too disrespectful for Golisopod. I think it's okay. But it's just hard to use, I think, right now. Okay. Other bug types, Shadow Scizor, or just Scizor in general, but particularly Shadow Scizor, I guess. Where is that thing? It is 33 overall. It could muscle through a lot of these Dragon matchups and stuff. I think it could be still meta. Does it beat Empoleon? No, Lucid Empoleon, because you get one shot. Do we put this in Fringe? I think we put it in Fringe. There's too many fires running around too right now. Yeah, I think we put this in Fringe. It's still annoying with shields, but I don't think it's going to be like as problematic. Everyone's going to be worried about Empoleon right now. So it's just, yeah. Slash Corsa is so hard to get and farm. Yeah, they're not even hatching anymore. I don't even know like what the deal is. They're not going to be hatching next season, at least based on what we know so far. So like, I don't know how we're supposed to get it. But Galarian Corsa is like a monster. 100%. Shadow Matang was something that we expected to be good this past season and was a huge letdown. Is that 34 overall? Gyro Ball did get buffed. I don't know how I feel about this thing. I think it's still pretty bad. I think it's still going to be quite bad in this meta in particular as well. I'll put it at top of bad. I don't think it's going to be good. It's ranked super high, but it's kind of a sim hero, I think. Shadow Gyarados, Dragon Breath, Aqua Tail, Crunch. I do have this actually on my list. I'm 35. It's a tough one. I mean, like, look, it probably beats Dragons, though, right? Like, that's the thing. It beats Altaria. You get walled off, almost walled off by Empoleon. You beat Marowak pretty hard. You beat Shadow Giratina. You beat Corviknight. This thing's super weird. I don't know. I feel like this is really hard to pilot, but I'm also, like, probably, like, only a couple GBL games away from getting steamrolled by one myself. It's just kind of a weird one. I'll put it in Fringe. I don't think this was definitely not meta, but like this might be in the right situation a lot better than you would think. And Gyarados is truly my favorite Pokemon of all time. It's not Bastion, it's Gyarados, right? This is when you know I'm not biased, right? I would love for Gyarados to be good. But I just don't think it will be. It is 35 overall, though, which is kind of nuts. It does wall off Diggersby, which is at 36. Quick Tap, Fire Punch, Scorch Sand. It's still good. And honestly, people might play it just because Corso's around. But it's going to be hard to run it in a Altaria meta. It's going to be really hard to run, I think. I think Sableye actually feels super safe, though. Let's put it here. I think just because Corso's could be relevant, you might have to bring this. But again, if Altaria is super prominent, this is really hard to run. The question is how many of you offer Altaria over other dragons? Because if less people offer Altaria, this becomes more useful automatically. You're not even worried that much about Empoleon. That's a bad matchup for you anyway. This is like a nightmare matchup. That's the biggest problem. This is like you hit back. You can hit back here, right? This is an absolute nightmare matchup. So if Altaria is everywhere, you can't run Diggersby. But if Altaria is like somewhere once in a while, or you can bait out the Altaria, you have a lot of Altaria can't answers, it might be okay. Magikarp is a favorite in your family? Nice, nice. Yeah, I mean, I have a lot of love for both Magikarp and Gyarados for that reason. I got one in the weekly field research. Oh yes, they are in the weekly field research, but that kind of sucks though, right? You have one chance a week, right? If you're on top of your tasks, yeah. Morpeko, 37 overall. I don't know. This thing's just like a GBL hero, and even then, it's not really. That's all right. It's all right. Put it at fringe, honestly. It's not like great. But I can't completely count it out. Put it there. It's annoying. In the right situation, it could like roll through your team. It definitely in GPL. Show 6. No one's probably gonna make it really work that well this season. Murkrow, Shadow Murkrow has made it onto the rankings, which is kind of crazy at 38. Peck, Drill Peck, Foul Play. Beats all the grounds, sure. Beats Galarian Corsola. Dude, the fact that this is the highest ranked Dark Flying is actually nuts to me. Ahead of Mana Buzz, ahead of Galarian Moltres. What are we talking about here? This is weird. I don't know. Dude, are we in a Murkrow meta? Like, is that a possibility? Okay, I need to see how it does against the Altaria. Because if it doesn't do good against the Altaria, like, it's hard to run, like, double flying, right? I mean, it's possible, but... Where is it? Why is it Altaria not on here? What the heck are we doing here? Alright, let me see. Because if it can't be Altaria, then... You have a shiny rank 1 Shadow... Or you have a rank 1 Murkrow? Oh, sorry. Shiny rank 1 Murkrow, not Shadow. Okay. Still, that's kind of nuts. That's amazing, though. Dude... Here's the thing. Against Murkrow versus Altaria, you don't even lose that bad as a Murkrow. You win the 2s. You win the 2s and you barely lose the 1s. That's kind of insane. Look, I would love a Murkrow to be good because that just makes Bastion look even better. Is this like crazy? Is this crazy? Beating Galarian Corsola is a big deal. And it has coverage into the things that... Like, it has foul play, right? It doesn't get walled off in Poland. It's not great, but it doesn't get walled off. Oh, man. I don't know. This might be the flying dark type of choice, though. I just don't think it's very bulky, right? Like, compare it to a Mana Buzz, as example. It's got 50 more attack. It's got 70 less defense and 40 less HP. All right, let's come back to Moltres. That's not really fair, right, Mana Buzz? All right, it's got 30 more attack than Moltres. It's got 50 less defense and 10 more HP. It's actually fairly comparable to Galarian Moltres. I actually think this could be okay. Surprisingly enough. Okay, here's the thing. I think this becomes really meta-relevant if there's a lot of grounds this meta and there's a lot of Galarian Corsola. If there's not a lot of Galarian Corsola, the grounds alone is not enough to justify this because then you just run any of these other flyers. But if grounds are really prominent in this meta, which it might be, grounds or fighting, because how else do you deal with this? You can't just rely on Dedenne because this can hit back against Dedenne and Ufisk. So I think it could be good because... Okay, I think it's better than its Dragonite. I actually don't know if I believe in Dragonite so much. I'll think on Dragonite a little bit more. But Murkrow actually, I think, could be quite solid. For those reasons. Yeah. Call me crazy. But I think Murkrow is like it'll be played like a Galarian Moltres in a way with faster moves. So Murkrow and Gligar are the only rank 1 shinies you have. Nice. Sorry, what moves are Altaria? So Sky Attack and Flamethrower is what's recommended, mostly because Corviknight is so high up. Yeah. So yeah. I could be deadly wrong about Murkrow. I really could be. But that's my justification, at least. I think it's actually, it could be sneakily good. So, we'll see. It's going to be kind of hard to play. It's going to be kind of frail, but, you know, it is what it is. Shadow Murkrow, too, for that matter. But maybe the non-Shadow performs better? I don't know. Tinkaton, number 40 overall. Tinkaton, I think, is going to be really, really strong still. Especially if Bastion comes back. I think it's going to be top meta. It does get walled off by Corviknight, but you have play into, like, a lot of other things. I think Tinkaton's going to be still pretty nasty. Yeah. Shadow Annihilape at 41. I mean, Annihilape in general and fighters are going to be necessary in this meta. So I think this is 100% an S tier pick as well. They're just like you can muscle through so much of this stuff. Wait, let me see. Does Annihilape loosen Murkrow? Because if it loosens Murkrow, if this doesn't loosen Murkrow, then what is Murkrow doing? Why is this not sorting by all Pokemon? I don't understand. All right, let me see this Murkrow matchup. Because if... Wait, I could just go to a different tab. If Shadow Annihilape beats Murkrow... I mean, look, it beat Galarian Moltres up, like, if you have 2 shields, right? So, it's really not, like, the craziest thing if it beats it. All right, let me just do non-Shadow Annihilape first. No, Murkrow beats it in all even shields. What? All right, let's do Shadow. Okay, Shadow is actually where it becomes harder for Murkrow. You win the zeros, but you lose the ones. That's kind of awkward. That's pretty awkward, actually. What about the non-Shadow Murkrow? How does that fare? So the non-Shadow Murkrow wins all evens against the Shadow Annihilape. I think Murkrow's still legit. I don't know if it's this legit, though. I might be coping a little bit here. I'll put it here. But Annihilape is stupid strong. Super stupid strong. Like, yeah, you need this. I think this alone is why Giratina might be actually pretty relevant. Let's do this. Yeah. That alone is what makes Giratina relevant. Because you're not going to have a lot of things that beat Annihilape straight up. Except for stuff like Murkrow and like a, you know, Giratina. And you have play. Like, it has play into both of those still. Right? No one's really going to run Wigglytuff that much, I think. I got a rank 92 Tinkaton, but it loses to 1 shield, 0 to 1 shield against Shadow Dragonite. Should I build it? Rank 50 wins to 0 to 1. I mean, I guess it depends on how soon you need it, right? But if you don't need it very soon, then I would wait. Mine, for what it's worth, is terrible. It's a Hatch IVs. I don't even have like anything that's better than that. So it's just what I use, but I could definitely feel the lack of bulk, right? In certain situations. The candies aren't the easiest come by, but honestly, like, by the time you find a better rank one, you might get the candies way before then, so... It depends if you're... how badly you need it, right? Yeah. Runerigus at 43, Shadow Claw, Rock Tomb, Brutal Swing. It's okay. Again, I think, like, Corsola is the better Ghost type here, and Sableye is probably better even, in my opinion. Where did I even put Runerigus? Oh, here it is. That's okay. It's kind of fringe, I think. We'll put it like around here. Yeah, maybe after Dusknoir, I think that's good. I assume Annihilape murders Murkrow in the 2 shields. So the non-Shadow Murkrow beats Shadow Annihilape in the 2 shields. That's pretty neat, in my opinion. Because that's something that Moltres couldn't do. Mandibus, yes. But the Shadow Murkrow, no. So there's actually a lot of value to running the non-Shadow Murkrow here. Assuming if everyone runs Shadow Annihilape. Now, if it's Shadow Murkrow versus normal Annihilape, you win all evens. But you just don't survive long enough with the Shadow. So, yeah, that's why I think Murkrow is... It's just so stupid that this is what the meta might be. I don't actually care. I think it's hilarious. But it's just like you never see Murkrow, right? So you don't really know how good it really could be. Shadow Dragonair, Dragon Breath, Wrap, Aqua Tail. I mean, it also has Body Slam, but Wrap is probably better. Still. It's okay. It's like... fringe, honestly. This is one of those fringe dragons. Like, there's other options, I think, that are better. Pangoru, Sim hero, mostly. Not really going to be great in Annihilate meta on top of it. You can maybe make it work, but I probably wouldn't put too much stock into it. Maybe here. It's got more unique coverage, I think, than Typhlosion. Like, it's more unique than Annihilate in some sense, so there might be a reason to run it over something else. Galarian Weezing, Shadow Galarian Weezing in particular. That's alright. I think Tinkaton being top meta is not making it very easy to run. And yeah, there's still going to be ground types for all the other stuff. For Empoleon, Empoleon's going to wreck it. Yeah, it's not... Maybe in Ultra League, but in Great League, definitely not the case. Oh, I didn't move this out. There's 2 Fortress here. Where is my Galarian Weezing? Do I not? Oh, here it is. Yeah, I don't know. It's okay, but it's just like... It's kind of hard to run, I think, right now. All right, Aurorus at 49. Definitely a sim hero with the Weather Ball buff, too. It's okay, but it's just... It's too fringe for my taste, I think. It's going to be like kind of a sim hero too. I don't know. We'll put it there. All right. What else we got? Malamar. Malamar might be okay. I don't know. Corviknight being around kind of sucks. These 2 fairies being around kind of sucks. Like it's good into this and this. It's got play into Empoleon, but not great. I don't know how I feel about Malamar, honestly. I don't love it. The Fury Cutter users are not prevalent as much anymore, so that's what really pushed Malamar out, like all the bugs. Golisopod's not really that relevant. All right, let me take a look real quick. Does Shadow Malamar beat Altaria? No, it loses. Okay, it gets outbulked. Beats Galarian Corsola, though. And Shadow Giratina, Lapras, Marowak. I don't know. I think it's still back to being meta. I actually think Malamar could be good still. Yeah. It's got, like, the fact that, I mean, it can still hit back at Altaria. It's not great, but it can hit back. I think it's still pretty good. Yeah. You better be right about Murkrow. I don't want to be feeding my rank 33 all that Stardust in vain. Wait till the season starts for first. Don't put all your trust in it right now. I might run some Murkrow Bastion line, though. That seems like it's got really, really good coverage. Actually, the more I think about it, I think it's actually really solid. The Dene is going to, like, be kind of annoying for that team, but outside that, not too much. Okay. All right, we have that. Let's see what else we got. Primeape. It's like the worst Annihilate. I probably wouldn't recommend it, but it's okay, I guess. We'll put it at Fringe. I don't, like, again, you just run the Annihilate, right? There's no reason to run it. The Primeape. All right. Let's power through these because we got still a bunch to go. I don't have Togedemaru on this list, which honestly it's just not good, so don't even worry about that. Alolan Sandslash. It's kind of fringe, I think. Lapras still kind of beats it, and then Empoleon's just going to kind of outpace you a bit. I don't know. We'll put this in like fringe, but it's not as good as it used to be for sure. You do, yeah, no, you lose Empoleon, and you have the super effective Drill Run. Yikes, that's not good. Clefable's at 55. I don't even know if I have Clefable on this list. Probably not. Yeah, it's not really worth it. I don't have Machamp on there because it's not that good. Dodrio, Peck, Peck, Brave Bird. I think we already sorted that one out, yeah. All right, let's just take a look at the rest of these just in general. Okay, so we got Pidgeot, another flying normal. 540, yeah, I don't know. This thing did get, what did it get a buff to? Wing attack is like, oh, Aerial Ace, I guess, but you're not really using Aerial Ace ever. Yeah, Pidgeot is just kind of like a GBL option, but it's like not that great, I think, outside of that. So we'll keep that in mind. Talonflame, another flyer. 223 overall. It's kind of hard to run in a meta with like, maybe like Charizard if Charizard outpaces it. It still could be okay. I don't hate it. I'll put it in fringe for now. I wouldn't be surprised though if it makes an appearance higher up. Talonflame is always something that you kind of have to respect. So, Murkrow Bassi Dedenne team, got it. That team does look pretty good. Actually, that's my Mandibuzz Bastion Dedenne team, except with Murkrow instead of Mandibuzz. You just make the team less bulky and hope that there's no Unova Stunfisk, and you know, that's usually what I do. Alright, Vigoroth is probably still bad because Body Slam's not what it used to be. Counter, Rock Slide, it's still not good. And Annihilate's everywhere. We'll put this in bad. We'll put it in bad. It's, how bad is it? It's a real question. Probably here, maybe? Yeah. The counter damage not there. They rebuffed like the Body Slam a bit, not fully, and Rock Slide has been rebuffed, but like the lack of counter is just not great for it. So, other normal types, we got double kick, Body Slam, payback again. Body Slam being like rebuffed a bit. It's okay, but it's still kind of bad, I think. Heliolisk has Breaking Swipe. Also got Bolt Switch buffed. Still kind of weak though. Still kind of weak. Put this in bad. Right here. I don't know. It could be even worse than that. Furret's been kind of a staple in some ways this season. It's okay. It's probably fringe. Fringe in my opinion still. It's not terrible, right? You have play into a lot of things like this, but like there's just so many other things that kind of like outdo for it these days. Also, if Malmar makes an appearance back again, that's not gonna be good. Okay, what else are we got here? Dugong is still like a slightly worse Lapras. I think it's just like fringe still. Nothing crazy. It's not bad. In Go Battle League, I think it's actually quite solid. But I don't think in Show 6 it'll be relevant. Because, again, you have better options. Also, like, you like, okay, let me see. Does Dugong even beat Empoleon? It loses to Empoleon. Why would you ever run Dugong? It loses to Empoleon. That's just not it, you know? So, we got Zapdos, another Drill Peck user. And this is at 146. Beats Empoleon. But I think you have to land a bait, though. I don't think you could tank a Hydro Cannon. These sims are super misleading. You lose to Altaria, you lose to Tinkaton. I don't know. I don't think this is good. The sims make it look better, for sure. But I don't think it's that good. This is fringe for sure. How fringe is a real question. Put it here, I guess. I don't think Zapdos is going to be that good, though. I think I have a Molga on this list, too. Yeah. Molga's actually ranked higher, which is funny enough. It didn't get buffed. I think Molga's a little bit easier to deal with. So we'll put the here. Maybe here, actually. Yeah. Dude, gonna say switch to bait out Empoleon counters? Dude, could be. But why not just run Lapras? Why not just run Lapras Empoleon? Because Lapras could hit back against fighters still, you know? So it's better because then you could run a fighter counter lead, a soft answer to fighters, and then your thing that's weak to fighting instead of double weak to fighting. Because you probably can't grab a shield off of Annihilate, but you can grab a shield off Annihilate with Lapras, you know. So that's my take on that, at least. For Alligator, kind of been around for a lot, still ranked 60 overall. I do think it's kind of fallen off a bit, but I'll put it at fringe meta for now. I think it's kind of harder to run. Ariados, I might just take it off this tier list eventually. This thing has really plummeted these days. It's really plummeted. We'll put it on fringe meta. It's not bad, right? It's just like, there's not a lot of places for it to go. But Togetic, I don't know. Super fringe, I guess. I mean, you can't say it's worse than like Ariados, right? But it's just not good. What do you think about Slurpuff with Flamethrower? There's better fairies. I don't even think I have Slurpuff on this list, unfortunately, but there's better fairies. Actually, I'm curious about Moltres and Mandibuzz even, because do I not have Mandibuzz on this list? Oh, I do, yeah. All right, Moltres, 106 overall. It's okay. It's definitely still okay. I'll put it maybe at... It really depends on how good Murkrow really is. You lose to Murkrow, right? I think you lose to Murkrow. If you lose to Murkrow, that's not good for Moltres. Because again, you lose that head-to-head, it's much harder to use. And you're not bulkier than Mandibuzz. Yeah, you lose a head-to-head. In the 1s and 2s, because you can't land a move. And 1s and 2s for Shadow too. Yeah. Again, it's like okay, but like you realistically don't run this. I'm putting Wigglytuff ahead of them because it's like the best fairy we have so far. Honestly, Wigglytuff might be just meta? I don't know. The best fairy fast stacker, like, or just like Charmer, I guess. We have fairies above it, but yeah. Moltres losing to that is pretty sad. Mana Buzz is not nearly as bulky as it used to be, and I think it does also lose. Well, this is running Snarl on PvP Poke Rankings. You definitely want Air Slash these days. So that's definitely a slight sim error. Let's put Air Slash on here. Aerial Ace also got like slightly changed. I don't know if it's a nerf or not though. See, Mana Buzz beats Murkrow in the ones, the Shadow Murkrow. And then against the against the non-Shadow, it also wins the ones. Mana Buzz is still honestly legit. It's just not as good as Murkrow, but it's still really solid, in my opinion. Murkrow is also like, don't get the Sims too like, don't get too thrown off by the Sims. It's probably not as good as the Sims show, because it's a very attack-heavy Pokemon. And yes, the Sims show, if you land the move, great. But over the course of a lot of damage, and things that aren't even energy, even shields, even health, that's a whole different story. So, you know, that's kind of how that goes. All right, we still have a ton of random stuff to go through, so let's just breeze through some of this stuff. Umbreon, it's like fringe, you know, not good. It's not bad, it's not good. It's just like, what would you... Yeah, I don't know. It's not good. Jumpluff. It's okay. It's fringe again. Like, it's just one of those things that, like, was good in past metas, but, like, it just doesn't have a lot of room to grow on this one. It's not bad. It's just not amazing. Dunsparce did get Rock Slide rebuffed a bit, but could be okay. It depends on how much Digger Speed there is, right? Because you're decent into Steelix and Bastion and Altaria. Corsola's not terrible either. I don't know. Dunsparce actually might be a little bit better than I would expect. Beats Tinkaton too. I will put like Dunsparce here for now. It has some play, and it might be surprising better than you would expect. The rebuff to Rock Slide is definitely quite nice to it. Lickitung, obviously Bisim's not what it used to be. It's still 144. It's pretty... I don't know. It's just not as good. But might be okay. I might move the Jirachi up a bit, though. I think Jirachi might be a solid pick in some sense. Alright. We'll see. Metacham. Don't love it. I don't love it. Probably pretty niche these days. A lot of these things in the fringe meta are also pretty interchangeable. We got Claydol. I gotta take some of these things off the list, honestly, because they don't need to be here anymore. Claydol's still fine, though, I think. It's just not as good as it used to be, but it still, like, has a place. It's just harder to run, I think. Why is it harder to run? So, Corsair being around, yes. Diggersby, a lot of the ghosts make it hard to run. They didn't nerf it, though. But I don't think it's going to be particularly good in this upcoming meta. Lapras being super prevalent, probably still. Empoleon? I don't know. Claydol might be a little bit better than I would expect. For the Empoleon coverage, maybe. It's still good to Dedenne. So, yeah. Those are all things that can still dictate it. Another Mud Slapper, Gastrodon. Gastrodon is actually much higher. I think Gastrodon might be one of the better Mud Slappers. So, we'll put it... here. I don't really know how I feel about Dragonite, honestly. Dragonite might be... I actually might put it here. I might put it here. Because if you want for more neutral head-to-head damage, you go Regidrago, right? And then, because you get debuff too. And if you want more bulk in Flying Dragon, you go Altaria. So when are you ever really realistically using Dragonite is a real question. I don't know if realistically you would. GBL maybe, but definitely not in Show 6. Registeel has just really fallen off the map in a lot of ways. It's just kind of too slow. I don't know. It's not bad. It's just like, it's so hard to use these days. I don't know. It's so hard to use. It's just pacing is not it. And it used to, like, the fun thing is, Registeel didn't really get nerfed at all in the past year. It just got pushed out the meta because other things just became better. Dragonite beats Azumarill in 2 shields with Thunder Punch, or so you've heard. That's interesting. Does it really? But like, if a Typhlosion can beat Azumarill in the 2 shields, does it make him meta relevant? You know what I mean? So, yeah, I don't know. Driplim. It's always been kind of like here, neither here nor there. Spiritomb, also just kind of like, I don't know, kind of towards the tail end of some of these metas. It was like, it had like a short spark, but not much. All right, Drapion. Typhlosion was, but not that much, right? Not that much. I wouldn't say it's hyper meta this season either. There were way less Shadow Typhlosion this season than there was last season, right? You see a lot more like Talonflame or like Talonflame Typhlosion combos, but like there just weren't a lot of fire types, I feel like, in this meta. A lot of Mud Slappers in GBL in particular. But in Show 6, definitely not. No, like no one did well with the Shadow Typhlosion at Worlds. Alright, Dragon Knight though, you do lose against Azumarill in the 1s. You do win the 2s. You're right. You do win the 2s. Did they bait? Oh wait, why would they bait? They don't bait, yeah. I mean, yeah, I think it's there's some value to it for sure. Yeah, but I don't know. Kind of mixed on it myself. Because also you're like really bad into like Steelix, right? You're going to bait with a double resistant move or try to land the superpower and not land it. I mean, Dragon Claw wasn't helping you that much either, I guess, but I don't know. I don't know how. Yeah, I'll put it at Fringe for now, but you do make some good points, Dato. Yeah. For sweeping purposes, can do well against Bassi with superpower. Well, let's take a look at that, actually. Because Bassi with the Smackdown back up, you lose. It don't matter if you have shields. You lose the 1 shields and you lose the 2s. You land 1 superpower, you still lose. And you don't survive long enough to get to 2 superpowers. So your only way to win against Bastion is in the 0 shields. You need to get to a Thunder Punch first, then a superpower. But if you're Bastion, you just shield once and you win no matter what, right? So, yeah. I mean, in the current state of things, maybe. But with Smackdown being rebuffed, that's actually not going to be that scary. Trust me, I've been in a Dragon Knight versus Bastion matchup plenty of times. I'm always picking Bastion in those situations, right? But yeah. Yeah. But yeah, Thunder Punch and Superpower is the recommended for sure. All right, Drapion, always the safe Pokemon. Is it super safe in this meta? Maybe not as much, you know? Not as much. It's going to be better into Murkrow for sure than like it was in the Mana Buzz, I think, because Murkrow can't handle onto it as much. I think it's still okay. Do we ever like consider to take it out? I don't know. It still feels pretty safe. Yeah, I don't know. I'm still going to put it in meta. I think it's still like pretty strong. The pacing's still there, you know? But it's not ranked as high. And also like you have answers to this. This is going to be a problem. Not a lot of things are going to be able to beat this, you know? I also don't know if Sableye should be this high up. I might move Sableye down actually a bit. Let me see Trevenant, because, all right, 142. It's kind of awkward into some of these things. You also might get outpaced by the Empoleon even. It should be Charge Attack priority. If it's Charge Attack priority, it's actually not too bad. But the Empoleon's pacing is kind of scary. Altaria also gets some moves a lot faster now, so that's awkward. You beat the Dene, you beat Annihilate, you beat Marowak, you beat Azumarill, you beat Tinkaton. I think Trevenant is kind of back. You have play into the Steelix, you have play into the Corviknight because you're taking Resisted. Trevenant is disgustingly low in the Sims, I think. This is old Trevenant, I'm pretty sure. I think this is old Trevenant. Yeah. I don't know. I think this actually might be okay. Let's put Trevenant there for now. It actually might be even better than Credilli? I don't know. Do you win? You lose to Credilli. That's actually not good. Losing to Credilli is actually kind of rough. So we'll put this here. I think there's a lot of credence though for Trevenant because a lot of things, like there's going to be fighters around. But maybe Credilli is still the better grass. Obviously in the head-to-head. But Trevenant is definitely, like, is atrociously ranked low for its utility. Yeah. Yeah. How does Trevenant do against Murkrow? You know, it can't be worse than it does against Mana Buzz, right? Yo, if Trevenant has a win condition against Murkrow in any even shields, that's crazy. I don't think so. There's no way, right? Yeah, no. You need a 2-0 shield advantage for that. If it's Shadow, no. Shadow, you need a 1-0 shield advantage, which is actually not that bad, but yeah, it's not it. Okay, honestly, I kind of regret putting some of these random garbage things on the list because like Noctowl, for example, like not good. Sky Attack got like rechanged a bit, but still not good. It has Nightshade actually on here as a recommended move, which is kind of weird. Yeah, it's still just kind of bad, unfortunately. It's got good bulk, but outside of that, maybe not so much. Some of these old things like Skarmory. So Skarmory, obviously they changed Sky Attack, but you're running Air Slash these days, not Steel Wing. It's pretty bad still as well. Maybe Samurai's better than these things, actually. We'll do this. I don't know. I don't stress too much about these bad categories. They're all like just not that great in general. Lugia is 82 overall. That's kind of wild. It's pretty fringe though. I feel like it's, I don't know. I feel like it's kind of hard to run. I feel like Ariados is actually just bad now that I think about it. There's no reason for you to really run this. Actually, let's just do this here. All right. Yeah, Lugia, I don't think it's going to be easy to run, but I would not be surprised if I lose to one in GBL in Great League. What are the things that make Murkrow good? So it got Peck and it got Drill Peck. Drill Peck got buffed and Peck got buffed. Those two alone, it could make it pretty nutty, depending on how fast you spam it. And unless they're really wrong about the sim predictions, yeah, I think it'd be good. Corselli actually is recommended to run Confusion instead of Psycho Cut. What do we think about this one? Not good into Empoleon. I think this is kind of hard to run, honestly. It's got some unique coverage, but like, yeah, I could beat the Waters and Grounds, but these two being top threats is not good for it. And Corsa being up there. It's still just a good Pokemon, but it's just not the right meta for it to shine. It never got nerfed, really, so. I mean, except for like the really early days of Moonblast. Serperior is quite low on the rankings. I think it's fringe, though. I don't think it's bad. I think it's fringe. I don't know. I honestly might even put it before the Dodrio. Yeah. I mean, you still lose to GBL all the time, right? Like, it's very possible. Toxapex. It's got ourselves 141 overall. A lot of ground types. A lot of rock types. A lot of ghost types. It's good at what it does, but again, it's one of those Pokemon that, like, there's just not a place for it in the meta. It is good at what it does, but there's not a lot for it to do, is what I'm trying to say, I guess. Alolan Marowak, the step, you know, child, in a way, getting a little less attention these days. Actually, Flame Wheel's not even recommended on it for some reason on PvPoke, so that might be kind of an error. I think this might be fringe, though. I don't know. We'll see if it makes an appearance or not, but I think you rank Manabus too high. This is not even that good now. No one played Mandy. Okay, my question, Rio's, you is, who told you that? If that's your own opinion, that's totally fine. But I do see a lot of people, you know, crapping on Manabuzz. But here's the thing. Manabuzz actually beats Murkrow in the ones consistently, Shadow and non-Shadow. The bulk is still nothing to be scoffed at, right? What makes it bad? Yeah, you're not great into... All right, everything that it's bad into, Murkrow's bad into, right? But you beat Annihilate, which not a lot does, right? The Murkrow's actually a little bit more sketch into Annihilate. Manabuzz, different story. You beat this, right? You don't have to worry about Rock Slide. Altaria is kind of not terrible if they don't have Moonblast, which it doesn't look like a lot of them will. You beat Giratina, right? You beat Combo O. These are like kind of neutral. You beat this. You beat this. This is kind of even, actually, but it's not bad. You can beat this if you don't get hit by too many Stone Edges. You obviously lose to this. This is like kind of neutral-ish, but over time you probably lose. You're decent to Lapras, right? Yeah, you don't want to take this Ice Beam, but outside of that, not too bad. Obviously you lose to these two. You beat this. You beat this. You beat this. This is kind of sketch. You hardwall this. So why is it bad? I guess is my question, right? What makes it bad? Is it just because the rankings say so? Or that Murkrow is ranked higher as a Dark Flying type? But the thing is, there's upside to Manabuzz that Murkrow doesn't have, right? Which is the bulk. Galarian Moltres is kind of a different story, right? Because, like, you're just nearly as frail as Murkrow, but then you also lose some matchups that Murkrow wins. So, I think that Mandibuzz is actually not bad. And I wouldn't be surprised if some people opt for the Mandibuzz over the Murkrow. It's kind of like, in a way, some people opt for Mandibuzz over Galarian Moltres. They give it that way as a comparison. But Murkrow just has better moves, I guess. So that's why. I think so. I don't know why other content creators ranked it so low. I did see some tier lists and it's atrociously low. And I honestly don't know what they're tripping on besides maybe their rankings. But that just... Moltres as glassy as Murkrow? What? So... Murkrow has less defense. It has more HP. It's similar. Yeah. Moltres might be slightly bulkier, but it's similar. It's actually a lot closer. And Murkrow has higher attack, so it benefits in that respect at least. Because it just dishes out more damage. Yeah. Moltres is much bulkier? You think so? I simmed this. I mean, okay, let's look at... I have this still up, so... Alright, so let's look at the shadow, right? Let's look at the shadow versus the non-shadow. So, well, actually, no, it doesn't matter because it always factors in. So it's always pulling the stats of the non-shadow on PvPoke. So non-shadow, right? Because there's reasons to run non-shadow. You have 30 more attack. You have 50 less defense. You have 10 more stamina. Defense is something for sure, right? But that's like break points and bulk points. Or that's bulk points, right? But the thing is, 50 less energy. What do you mean? 50 less defense? You mean? So like you can't think of it quantitatively necessarily always like that, right? Sometimes having more HP is better if you're taking a bunch of damage anyway, and the defense doesn't do anything, you know. The Aerial Ace nerf will hit Mandy hard. I never watch other contracts. It's just my opinion. Oh no worries. I'm not accusing you, saying that you did, right? Okay. Aerial Ace. Was it a nerf? It increased the damage, but the energy cost also increased. It could just be a side grade. I wouldn't call it a nerf until we see the energy cost, yeah. Because if the energy cost is only a little bit, it might be more energy efficient. But yeah, it does take a little bit longer to get to. Yeah. I mean, yeah, for what it's worth, Moltres is probably bulkier, right? I'm not saying it's that much, it's like that similar, but it's not. Murkrow's bulk to Moltres is much closer than Moltres' bulk is to Mandibuzz. I guess that's the best way I could explain it, yeah. But yeah. Anyway, I think Murkrow's still going to be kind of a monster, which is kind of wild, but I think Mandibuzz still has a lot of utility, in my opinion. Again, we don't know what the Aerial Ace changes are. Maybe it's going to be more expensive, right? Let's say even 5 more energy, that might be a big factor, yeah. But yeah, that's my thoughts on that. All right, Alolan Ninetales. All right, Alolan Ninetales, the Weather Ball did get changed up a bit. It's back to its former glory. With Charm is kind of different though. I don't know. I think this will probably end up in more fringe than anything else. We'll see though. It's not ranked super high, but it's not ranked super low either. It honestly might be more useful than some of these other things. I might actually move Registeel further down. I don't know. Registeel seems kind of hard to use. All right, let's just power through these last few because there's quite a few. All right, we got Blastoise, Rollout, Hydro Cannon, Skull Bash. 130 overall rankings. I think it's okay. I think again, it's kind of similar place it was this season. I feel Dragonite might be better than Mandibuzz, so I'll give it that. Yeah, let's do this. Let's do this actually. Dragonite I might be wrong on, so let's move it at the very top. Okay, and then we got ourselves Swampert, which again, not the best, not the worst, not the best, not really going too far, I think. Yeah, Seaking, it does have Peck, and it has Water Pulse too. Not that you probably would ever run Water Pulse, but it does have Water Pulse. The Peck is kind of nice. Yo, Seaking would be funny if it becomes meta. I don't think it will, but I think it could be a solid fringe pick. It's got good coverage. It's got really good coverage. All right, what does it beat, actually? Because it's not going to beat Empoleon. Oh, wait, what? You beat Empoleon? Beating Empoleon with Seaking? Oh, boy. Yeah, you're right. Because the Peck generates energy. You land one drill run, it's kind of over for them, right? Yo, we used to call this the Tri-King. Because Seaking, had triple legacy moves. It had Poison Jab, Drill Run, and Icy Wind were all legacy moves. You had to use 3 elite TMs. So that's why we call it the Tri-King, because it's super expensive to make. But, you know, once you get the Tri-King, though, you got the ultimate moveset. Now you have Peck instead of Poison Jab. You beat Altaria, you beat Azumarill, you beat Credility, you beat Lapras. Yo, what are we looking at here? The Tri-King really here or what? All right, let me move Seaking up a bit. Let's do this. I don't think it's gonna be that good, but like those are some interesting sims. Yeah, those are some really interesting sims for seeking. All right, we got Mew. I mean, it just got a bunch of different things. I don't think it's that good, but it did get changed by a lot of different things. We'll just put it on this for the sake of it. I don't think, like, again, I wouldn't even worry too much about like this placement. Gligar, Aerialist did get changed a bit. Probably not for the better. It actually has some nice slash and stuff. I don't know. This is probably just like not good, but like not bad. It's ranked 61, which is kind of wild. I don't think it'll be that good though. Mantine, it did get Water Pulse. It's not even running Water Pulse on Sims for some reason, but it does have Water Pulse. You get walled off by Empoleon. I think that's the problem. Otherwise, it's like okay, but getting walled off by Empoleon is not ideal, right? I'll probably put it here, I guess. I don't know. Maybe even better than this. Donphan. I'd probably just take Donphan off. I mean, it did get Body Slam buffed, but it's just like a Mud Slapper, right? Is it a better Mud Slapper? Probably not than a lot of things, but it is just like another Mud Slapper in a way. Grumpig used to be like the star of like half a year ago, and it kind of was underwhelming, and it's kind of been dropping ever since. It's all right. I don't know. I think it's better than a lot of these other things for what it's worth, but yeah. Melodic, I don't even know why I threw this on here. It does have Dragon Tail. That did get buffed. Rap is not bad. It's 163. Like, I thought it was maybe something similar to a Gyarados, but not quite there. I don't know. These are just like so interchangeable, honestly. Don't you think Dragon and Fairy meta makes Scizor more relevant? That's a good question. So, yes, but you just run Empoleon. If you're going to run a Steel type, you just run Empoleon, because it loses Empoleon. So if it loses Empoleon, what do you have? What's good for this, right? It loses Empoleon. You lose a Corviknight, I believe. And, you know, you're losing to, like, I don't know. Like, some of this other stuff just, like, kind of annoying to deal with. Like, Murkrow becomes super annoying to deal with. And all the fires. The fires being around, too. Like, Charizard, Turtonator, you know, Fire Punch on this stuff. Like, this is stuff that Empoleon doesn't have to worry about. So, it's not that it's bad. It's just that you realistically don't... Unless you're running both on a team, you realistically never run, like, this over the Empoleon. Not to say there's no scenarios for it, but the Empoleon is so strong right now that it pushes out the other steals, yeah. What's a good place for LA Locals, you think? Because I stay in the Valley. Hey, what's up, Corbin? For, like, PvP purposes, honestly, the best place to meet PvP people is to go to the local tournaments, because a lot of the local PvPers are all there. In general, for, like, playing in LA, I mean, you got Santa Monica, you got The Wall, you got Little Tokyo. Yeah, those are some good spots. Yeah. I usually just get lazy and play a few hours, like an hour or so, and just go home, because I get bored more easily than not just grinding. Air Slash, Leaf Blade, Brutal Swing, Tropius. Aerialist got a slight change, but probably a nerf. I don't even know why I have this on here. It's not bad. It's just not good. Yeah, it's just not good. Okay. We got Celio, which got the Body Slam buff. It also got Water Pulse. It's all right. I don't think it's amazing, but it could be all right, I guess, in a way. Wouldn't be surprised if it does something, but I don't know if it'll do a lot. It mainly because there's other better water ice types. Wall Rain, Powder Snow, Icicle Spear, Spear, and Earthquake. But Water Pulse also did get buffed on the Wall Rain. Again, kind of similar vein, but probably not good enough. Jirachi I already have placed, so I'll ignore that. I don't even know why I have Lucario on here, honestly. It got, like... I don't know. What did it even get buffed? Aura Sphere got buffed. You're not really running it much. Lucario is actually just kind of bad, in my opinion. Don't run it. Yeah, don't run it. It's just not good. Maybe better than this. Yeah. Like, people have asked me if they could run Lucario over, like, a Cobalion on Ultra League. I was like, no. It's not good. Because the thing is, if Lucario was that good, it would have been meta relevant in Ultra League before Cobalion was even released. It has the same typing, but it's just, like, not great. Obamaso did get the Leafage buff too, actually, and Weather Ball. This actually is kind of neat. I don't know. Gotta be fringe meta, in my opinion. But it's got good coverage. I think just Credility makes it too hard to run. Because the Acid and the Rock Tomb debuffs, like, if you start shielding, it gets kind of hard to run, right? So, yeah. Why is Mew that rank high? What buffs did Mew get? I mean, pretty much every move, right? Like, they buff Dragon Claw, Mew gets it, right? They buff Volt Switch, Mew gets it. It's just like a Swiss Army knife. So, like, pretty much every move that got changed or buffed, Mew got buffed, right? Because it learns almost every move. Not every move, right? But, like, a lot of them. So, but you can pretty much make this argument for every, like, GPL meta update. It's just kind of the middle way of fringe. Yeah, I just thought to throw it in there because why not? Magnet Zone. All right, Vulture's got buffed. Honestly, Magnet Zone might be better now because Altari's kind of back, and it's one of the things that kind of does pretty well into those things. I don't know if it's particularly good, though. You know, if Stunfisk being around is not great for it. It's good into Empoleon. Well, I don't know if you can tank a Hydro, though. Let me see. You should be in... That's not even listed here, but... Yeah, I mean, it's not bad. In the Altaria meta, it's not bad. Altaria with Flamethrower does make it a little bit tougher, but especially if Bastion's back, Carbing's back, like, it's outpaces, though, so it's pretty nice. The Volt Switch is good. Good times when Mew is actually good. Yeah. Taking into battles. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Bottle Cap Mew is a good one. Mew, yeah. Mew with closed team sheets is an absolute menace, but open team sheets and competitive is, like, a little bit better to deal with. But I've seen, like, a Mew land, like, a Hyper Beam or something weird. Some, like, huge nuke move. Overheat, maybe, what it was in a tournament. It was kind of crazy. Whimsicott. C-Bomb got buffed again, so Whimsicott could be okay. I don't think so, but there's a world where maybe it's okay. It's just Credility makes things super annoying. Credility is like the new and improved Abomasnow. Like the grass that just beats all other grass and just super annoying to play anything but Credility. So, yeah. But, we'll see. I think this could be okay to a degree. So, Wideless. Body Slam did get buffed. Dragon Breath is getting changed. It is number 69 as well. Nice. Nothing great here, I think. Put it here. There's other just better dragons. Dragon Dark type, you might as well just run Guzzlord, right? Aegis Slash. Well, this is kind of a weird one. Gyro Ball did get buffed. I don't know about Aegis Slash. I don't think it's that good. I think it's hard to play even. I don't know. We'll put it like here. It's really hard to play. I don't even have one yet, but I've seen it, and I've never seen anyone win a game with it. Yeah, so. Dragalge did get Aqua Tail changed on it. Its typing is a little bit more unique, but nothing too crazy. Gudra, similar story. It's going to be spammy, but, like, again, why would you run this over the other dragons? You know? So, that's kind of part of that. Decidueye. It does have Leafage. Still kind of bad, though. Still kind of bad. But Lurantis, it's a Magmar Man special right there. Leaf Blade, Leafage, yeah, it's not good. It's pretty bad, I feel. It gets walled off by too many things, too. I don't know. We'll put it there. I'm not saying people can't make it work, but it'll be hard to make it work, I think. Charger Bug. This is a good one. Because it does beat the Empoleon, I would assume. If it doesn't beat Empoleon, we're in trouble. Like, Empoleon's going to be kind of too crazy. It's going to be fighters and ground types versus Empoleon in, like, every game. Alright, there's no way this loses, right? Yeah, Charger Bug wins all the evens. Let's double check Shadow just for safety. Yeah, you lose all evens. Charger Bug, I think, is good. You have the Shadow variant now out as well, which I don't know if it's necessarily better or not. I actually think it's worse. The ranking set is worse. Oh, wait, no, the Shadow is better, actually. Shadow's ranked higher. Do you ever run it, though? Because, like, the Dene just walls you off. It's fringe, I think. There's too many things on the top meta that's still really good into it. It's not bad. But I think you just run to Dene if you're running electric. There's no reason to run the Charger Bug over to Dene, in my opinion. So, I think that's a big factor there. All right, we're almost at the home stretch here. We got Drampa, Dragon Breath, Swift, and Dragon Pulse. Dragon Pulse and Dragon Breath got buffed. But again, it's just like one of the other dragons. Nothing crazy. Like, honestly, I should just, like, leave out some of these dragons because they're, like, all about the same, I think. Maybe better for typing purposes. It's so frail. I don't even know. It's so frail. I don't know. Yeah, Celesteela. I don't even know why I thought to include this. It has Body Slam. So there's that. SmackDown's back up. But it's pretty bad. I don't know. Why did I even include this? I don't even know. It's pretty bad. Don't even think about it. Greedent, Body Slam did get rebuffed a bit, but not fully. Still not to its former glory days, but it's not bad, I think. It's just not good. Better normal types. Dragapult. I know Tauntaun produced it pretty well with this guy. Dragapult. Dragon Tail got a buff. Breaking Swipe is more guaranteed now. Shadow Ball. It's not good. It's like super fringe, I feel. I think it's pretty fringe here. Let's do this. It's hard to lose to one. I've never really lost to one in GBL, I think. Maybe like once or twice, but like for the most part, every time I see it, it's... Well, you rarely see it for that reason. Arctibax. Arctibax, though, it's got good typing. It's got the ice coverage. Dragon Breath, Dragon Claw. Both got buffs or changes. It's ranked 129 overall. This actually might be okay from a fringe meta standpoint. I'm going to put it up there. I could be wrong about that one. And I think that's tier list. Did we put Fortress already? Yeah, we did. All right, these are just repeats from earlier. That's going to be the tier list. I don't know. What do y'all think? Did I do anything? Can Guja beat Bassi with Aqua Tail spam? That's a good question. Let me sim that. But even if it could, does it make it good? I don't know. That's for you to decide, I guess. I think it might be able to. Bassi loses the 2 shields, but it wins the 1s and 0s. That's all right, but when in the 2 shields, Guja survives with 3 HP. So let's put a rank 1 Bastion, because most people don't build low rank Bastions, right? If they can avoid it. You still win the 2s. Let's say you have a high rank Gudra. Yeah, you still win it. But rank 1 versus rank 1, you survive with 3 HP on the Gudra. If you don't throw your Aqua Tails at a perfect time, you lose. So it's not easy. It's not easy, yeah. So I think it's okay. All right, I don't want to like say it's like terrible, but there's just better dragons in my opinion. You know, it's kind of the same thought process. Would you ever run a Gudra over a Regidrago? If you're against a Regidrago with a Gudra, like just that's game over. You know, in all likelihood. But okay, anyway, that's going to be my tier list. At the very top, these are how I see it. I think these are pretty solid. And then top of the meta, regardless if you like it or not, this is good. Can you run it easily in Show 6? Heck no. Heck no. No one's going to win a lot of tournaments with this. Maybe one person this year wins it. We've literally there's been one person winning a tournament, official tournament with a Bastion every other year. That's how infrequent it is. And that was, well, one was actually this year Bastion, which is even crazy because it's been nerfed. But the first time was like early days, right? But in GBL, absolute menace still. It's a menace right now. It's going to be super annoying, right? You're going to see like probably like, I mean, I don't want to like jinx it, but you're going to see like Corsola, like Empoleon, Bastion everywhere maybe. I don't know. Maybe not Corsola because Diggersby Elite kind of wrecks that a bit. But yeah, this is probably what the meta will generally look like in my opinion. I do think Sableye feels pretty safe right now, so could be solid. But it might be hard to run, I think. Just depends. You have a little bit more play into Murkrow, I guess, because you're a little bit, it has shield everything, whereas Mandibuzz can get away with it, right? That's the downside of Murkrow. But yeah, that's my tier list. I will publish a version of this for Twitter to post, and I will also have a condensed YouTube version if you want to just rewatch any of it. Agree with you, but Regidrago does not have coverage. Yeah, it doesn't. It doesn't. But it's just neutral beast, right? It's an absolute neutral beast. So I don't know. We'll see. Dragonite, I'm a little skeptical on. Maybe it's better than I think. Trevenant might be worse than I think, but I do think Trevenant is kind of back in a way. I think, and I think Malmar's 100% back, so we'll see how it goes. Anyway, thanks all for tuning in. Appreciate it, and be on the lookout for an Ultra League tier list. I will have that in the coming days, as well as a Master League one. And yeah, and hopefully you all can make the right investments. And again, don't listen to the Bastion slander, you know? This thing is here to stay. You don't have to love it, but you better have an answer to it, especially in Go Battle League. In a Show 6 tournament, you probably should have at least 2 answers to it, because if you sit across the table from me or someone that likes Bastion lots, That's going to be the worst way for you to lose a Show 6 tournament is against a Bastion. That's what I'm saying, you know? So take it or leave it. But anyway, thanks all for tuning in, and I will catch you all later. Happy Rookie Community Day. Peace out.